It is another one of our streaming our series where I try to boycott. I am boycotting Qatar 2022 by trying to stream every time World Cup matches live. A, to stop me from watching it, and B, to also give people who might would be tempted by watching it, but also want to boycott the tournament, an alternative in terms of entertainment. So yeah, obviously we're playing Football Manager as per usual, but first we need to go back to the business side of things. Um, Part of this series, I also tried to raise some money for the migrants' rights.org organization, who kind of fight for migrants' rights throughout the world, migrant worker rights. So the situations as in Qatar never happen again, and such situations there can be resolved. Obviously, slave-like conditions for the workers. Many of them still haven't received their fair dues, their wages, um, and also many thousands of them having died in under those circumstances. Now, full transparency, I will be honest with you. When I set up this fundraiser, I was hoping that the channel would grow a bit more, that we get a bit more support from other people as well. I'm not bitter about that at all, anything like that. I just want you to know. So the goal of €750, we will still reach it. My idea was always, in case it doesn't happen, as I'm hoping it happens, I'm more than happy to put the money in myself. That's a lot of money for me, but it's for a good cause. I can just about afford it. So that's fine. So we're going to step up our donations. Now, obviously, we've got 4 match days left. There's the first semi-final today, then we've got the second semi-final, then we've got the match for like the third place, and then we've got the grand finale. So we're going to do like donations of €50 a pop now at the start of every stream and at the end of every stream. We're also going to do a bit longer streams. I'm a bit late today. I'm planning to come on at the latest like half an hour before the game starts and then leave at like 10:30, or if it goes to extra time and penalties, maybe a bit later. So yeah, that's just the business side out of the way. Let me do my donation here. If you want to take part in this, if you want to do your part, you're more than welcome to. You can find the link to it in the About tab on my YouTube, on my Twitch, or on my Twitter page, as I am having to log into my PayPal account, which is always fun, having to do a capture. Is that what they're called? It's a weird name, isn't it? Capture. Whoever invented that? I don't know. Let me donate now. I have to log in with my phone number as well. It's going just great. So yeah, how is everyone? How has your last 2 days been? Are you excited for these next 2 streams, obviously, or 4 streams, obviously, with the end of the World Cup? But obviously, also beyond that, we're still going to be streaming. Hopefully with a bit more regularity, not in a sense of more streaming, but like, more scheduled. Like 4 times a week at a certain time, and not always whenever there's a match live. Whenever I can, when there's a match live, it's been tense. Let me put my donation in right now. But we are going to have a bit of a break around Christmas time because I'm going to Italy, Christmas with the family of my girlfriend, and I've got some friends over for New Year's. So we'll probably be in the new year that we'll probably get properly back into it. However, today we have got the start of our second full season in charge of police service of Northern Ireland, 3rd season in total at this club, after we joined halfway through the first season of this save, after we got relegated with our Swedish side Vänersborgs in the 4th tier. We're on the 3rd tier of Northern Irish football. We're at a club which is called the Police, which is just fantastic. Police service of Northern Ireland. And yeah, we have been in a promotion push the last 2 seasons. First season came in halfway through. We're expected to struggle against relegation. Instead, got that promotion playoff spot. Then sadly failed at the final hurdle against Newington. Our squad got strengthened a lot over the summer. We thought we were comfortable. We were in a confident position to fight for it again. Didn't look like it for most of the season. We were just too inconsistent. And then in the end, even though we made a very, very strong push for it at the very end, on the final day, it wasn't to be to get that promotion playoff spot again. But however, we did get vengeance and won the Intermediate Cup, which was the cup we lost in the final the year before. And now, yeah, we're back for some more vengeance this year. We want to win the league, want to get promoted with this team, hopefully. We want to win the Steels and Sons Cup, as there's another competition where only teams from our level and below, like the 3rd tier of Northern Ireland and below, enter. And we want to make a good run in the Northern Irish Cup. All the other cups going on, we don't really have a realistic chance of winning them. There's not that much prestige in them, so I don't care for them too much, like the League Cup or the Co-Entry Shield. I still don't quite understand what that is. And also the Intermediate Cup, we'll see how that goes. That overall, plan. We've got another 2 weeks before the season starts. We're starting out with an away tie against Ballymacash Rangers. Obviously beat them in the final in the Intermediate Cup in the last match of the season last season, so they'll be up for some revenge. However, I did decide, we ended last stream on like the 1st of August. I did decide to come back at this stage for this stream because we have a couple of transfer news. Not much is going on since the 1st of October, so I advanced through until the 10th. But now we have got one player waiting for confirmation, one player who has sadly left us. He was a bit of a transfer saga all the way throughout. We always had offers in for him. He was a bit unhappy with his playtime at the club, but always decided to stay. Now finally he decided to go through our challengers for the cup last season, who we luckily beat. Ben Mitchell has joined Ballymacash Rangers, and he was a very important player for like the squad character. He's got 14 determination. He's a level-headed media handling style, which suggests he's got a very good head on his shoulders, even though his personality is just saying balanced. And he was pretty high up in the hierarchy. However, on the pitch, he never was that important. He got quite a lot of games under his belt. Played just under half the league games in both seasons, just over half the league games in both seasons, although in the second, most of those coming on off the bench. Reason being, he's just a bit too small. He's got 184 centimeters, which is okay for a centre back, but only gets up to 7 jumping reach. As much as outside of that, is a pretty good player and would arguably be our best centre back at the club still. He just never quite performed that well because he lost so many aerial duels. So it wasn't quite good enough. We decided, not to do too much against the offer of Ballymacash. Obviously, I would have preferred him to stay, but it's fine if he wants to do new things. Now, we have been looking for a starting centre back all summer because, to be honest, our best starting centre back of recent years, Andrew Ferguson, retired over the summer. We do still have good options and a good number of options. And Jack Graham, Ben Gordon, Matteo Lavorca, and then there's also Calvin Brownlee around. But it's just that one guy who's got the quality above all the others would have been very nice. We got another, if we want to just make up the numbers, we've got Glenn Crooks, who could be coming in. I'm going to delay this deal because he's okay, but I'm not 100% sold on him, and I want to see if I delay the deal, if maybe our director of football is going to look for a starting centre-back a bit more aggressively. If I don't accept it because he sees one centre-back has just left us, so we need to bring another one in. So, I wouldn't mind bringing Glenn Crooks in. I'm not desperate to bring Glenn Crooks in. He's got decent potential. He's okay for the now. He's good spirited personality, which is good. Only 3 determination, though, which is not that good. So, yeah, we're just going to see. We'll make that decision later. You can always delay it 2 times, wait 2 weeks, and then make the final decision. So that's what we will be doing. One thing that doesn't mean that we will do is our centre-back scouting focus. This one I will change to be a standard priority. Can't do it top because it has now become a lot more important that we get a centre-back in this transfer window. So yeah, that's basically been the goings-on that happened in the transfer market. I've got a friendly against Arts. I have suggested a friendly on this Saturday as well, as our backroom staff seem to not care to take care of organizing any more friendlies. They did so in the beginning of the preseason, but now not anymore. So that's to take charge of that because I thought we need another 2. So the one against Arts I arranged myself, and the one we'll do next week I suggested. So Finn Harps accepted that invitation, and I think we'll just progress on through. Obviously, we've got our assistant to manage the friendlies. As the Pat McLean League Cup already gets underway. Now, the League Cup features all the sides from the top 3 tiers, and I think this is all sides from our tier, which have to kind of play the first round, which is a bit of a preliminary round before all the other teams enter. And I think it's the teams which finished the lowest, the 8 lowest ranking teams in the league structure last season, which are now still in the league. So as Distillery got promoted this season into this league, and all the teams which finished, in 5th and below, I guess, in our league. So we just about avoided that by finishing 3rd, having to go through the first round here. Which is good because in the beginning of the season, there's so much fixture congestion for the cup starting up at the same time as the league. There's basically, depending on how far you get in all of these cups, there's like 4 or 5 weeks where you play 2 times a week. As we win 1-0 against Arts, that's a good result, right? Because Arts, I think, are a pretty decent side. Can't click them anywhere. We'll have a look at that later. Don't know what I was talking about. lost my trail of thought there. Strikers are feeding off scraps. So you don't create anything here. And he just doesn't. He looks like such a good player for this level. He never really quite hit the ground running. I mean, he's had a good preseason, I guess. We thought moving out to the wing this season would make the difference, but I don't know. Okay, they're from the championship, the second tier, so the tier above us. So there's that. Yes, so 4 or 5 weeks of 2 games a week, and then all of a sudden you've got like 3-4 weeks once you're out of all the cups and the league fixtures get on the way again, where you sometimes don't even have a game for 14 days. So they could stretch that out a bit more, if you ask me, and then not like push it all in the beginning of the season. Maybe it makes more sense for the leagues higher up in the pyramid, and it's just us which kind of get the unlucky draw of it all. But yeah, can be a bit frustrating. As we have the Citizen Suns Cup second round draw. This is a competition we'd like to win because, as I say, we haven't won it yet in this series, and it only features sides of our level and below, and B teams of side from above, like the reserve squad. So it's basically the same set as the Intermediate Cup. I don't quite understand the difference between the two of them or the history. I don't know anything about Northern Irish football. So yeah, it's as we saw last season by winning the Intermediate Cup the season before by getting to the final of it. These are winnable competitions for us. And to have that trophy cabinet full of another one would be very nice, as our director of football makes an offer for another centre-back. Not quite the kind of quality we're looking for. I'd like someone who's got a lot of jumping reach, he's got like 12, 13, 14, and a bit of strength to go with that. The 7 strength would be okay, but is also okay on the ball, and then also a good defender to add to that. Because that's what we had in Andrew Ferguson, which is now only around as a coach anymore. He's 35 and just getting on a bit. So I'm not mad at him for retiring, but we haven't really replaced him yet. There's a lot of player in the hat for the Bat McLean League Cup. We'll do the draw right now. So we'll just do the draw all teams. As you can see, this features a couple of sides from our division. Don't know how they are selected. It's not about how high they finished in the league, so I have no idea how you qualify for it. Most of the sides are at the championship, and I think all the sides are at the first division. No, it must be all. No, wait, it's the League Cup. Okay, no, we talked about this already. Never mind. Okay, we've got Ballymena United away from home. And this is quite interesting. Because if you have a look at the picture here, we had them, okay, it wasn't this competition, in another competition last season, away from home, and we beat them 2-0, and you might think, yeah, you got lucky, beat top division side away from home. We absolutely dominated. Okay, we didn't absolutely dominate that, but we were the better team out there. We absolutely deserved that victory. So, not the worst draw. Again, it's not a competition I'm going to be desperately going for. I don't mind if we get knocked out a bit early in this one. But yeah, in the schedule you can see like the cup draw is going to be made next Friday. But it should happen on the day we start our league campaign. I don't know what it prioritizes, if it then moves the cup fixture or the league fixture. I feel like last season it moved the league fixture, so we should be fine. But I don't know. So yeah, we're going to have to rotate a lot to begin the season. I will clearly rotate in such a way where I prioritize the league and the Steels and Suns Cup and all the other competitions until the Northern Irish Cup come around. Don't really care if we get knocked out of. Obviously, we'll play all the games to win it, but we will not pick our best 11 for all the games. Only those that we are really, really looking to progress in and to win. And yeah, obviously, if you're new to the series, we don't assign any players ourselves. We leave that all to our director of football. The only time we ever go into the transfer market ourselves is if we bring in like ex-players or something like that. But since it's a journeyman save, and I don't really spend too much plan to spend too much time at any one club, I think it would be unrealistic if I came in, pushed over the entire squad structure, and brought in my own people, also in terms of the backroom staff, and then leave again 2 or 3 years after. So we're kind of taking it slow. We're just seeing what the people give us to work with. Sometimes we suggest something, sometimes not, but we'll definitely keep a veto on like signing players like, to finalize the decision or not. Spanbridge make an offer for Kai Wardle. Hopefully he does reject that one. He's said to be an important player, but we brought in some very capable competition for him this season, so I hope we're not going to have an issue with him wanting to play more. He was our starting left back last season. I think he should be this season again. but I'm not sure how if Cohen, the new left back, might not challenge his spot there. And the staff meeting suggested some things around training. Thomas Barnes should get forward whenever possible. I don't think that's a bad shout. Do you know what? Yeah, that's actually a pretty good shout. He's not that good a passer either, so I just want him in the finals. So start making use of his pace there. Negative influence on Jack Owens. Ben Gordon is coming along tremendously. That's right. After a very productive meeting, thank you very much. So yeah, we leave all the transfer shenanigans to the backroom staff, mainly our director of football, and we kind of leave ourselves a veto of, do we want to sign this guy, yes or no? Also the contract negotiations, all the backroom staff handled by Peter McCroden. It's not like I forbid myself from doing it. Because obviously, as a manager, you make your own deals as well. So if we ever have like a guy who's going to be our assistant manager, because I don't know, it's a former player or he comes through the ranks somewhere and we really like the work he does, then I wouldn't mind taking that guy with us to some places and signing him ourselves. But I just thought that it would be unrealistic if we take over too much, and also it would get a bit tedious because always. Normally, when I play Football Manager, I do like one club saves where I manage everything in so much detail, and as much as that is the way I like playing Football Manager, which is why I do it so much. I'm really enjoying just having like a light-hearted save where I don't have to take care of everything, just kind of let the things happen, and just manage the team on the day basically, and try to do the best with what is given to me. It's a bit of a different kind of challenge because normally, you know, the more you play it, the more you know all the tricks, how to get the best players. This way, it's a bit of a struggle, as we've noticed last season, which can be frustrating, but you know, makes it all the more rewarding when success finally does come. As we have the injury update where Kai Wardlow is returning from his groin strain, which saw him be out for like 4 or 5 weeks, and probably sees him miss the first game of the season. And we'll see who wins the duel for the starting spot eventually between him and Mr. Curran. And we've got a friendly against the university team of Finnharps, actually one of the bigger sites in Northern Ireland, playing at home, so it'll be interesting to see how we get on in this one. Kind of quite defensive, but we're probably gonna not have our best team out there, so just remember I wanted to take few risks off of our left back, just put less restrictions on them. The main reason I did that is because our left back's always struggling to have a good pass completion, but I'm not sure it's got that much better or worse with this change. And I think, yeah, it could be a bit interesting to see which player has better pass completion out of the two without having this restriction on them, when we now look to see which of the two is the better fit for the starting lineup. But yeah, I'm very excited for to see. Now, I don't expect to get promoted, not at all. We have not necessarily strengthened our squad. I would argue it actually got worse for the players leaving. As I like on the one hand Dan Mitchell, the fast teamer, and Elliot Wood, another fast teamer on the fringes of it. As Rodlaw, let's go, rejects the offer from Banbridge. That's very nice to see. We've got an idea for one of the young strikers I've been looking for. But it doesn't necessarily have the aerial presence I was looking for. You know, it would be a very good striker. He could challenge our fast teamers. But I'm looking for a bit of a different option as well, not just another good poacher striker. I'm looking for someone who can kind of win the aerial duels. As the washing machine is done. That's perfect timing, isn't it? Well, I'll take care of that later. It's going to make it nice and hot in here, though, because I've opened it up. As the match begins. Okay, so the semi-final is underway. Obviously, the rule of the channel is kind of we don't talk about the on-pitch shenanigans. I'm more than happy to talk about the things surrounding the World Cup, which is obviously the reason why I'm doing this stream series. So if you want to chat about that in the chat, feel free. But like, you know, on-pitch stuff, who scores when, what's going on there, I don't want to know about. That's the idea of boycotting the World Cup. That it doesn't faze me that much. Now, having said that, you know, if I mention something once or twice, for example, if right now you're gonna hear me say that I would like, if from all the teams still in it, I haven't watched anything, so I'm not going to give an analysis of who I think will win, because I don't know who played well or who played badly. I would, if the teams who are still in it or would like to win, 100% Morocco. It would be such a beautiful story. It'd be sad that it would have to happen in the World Cup of shame, but an African nation finally winning it. Now, if you didn't know, Morocco is the first ever African nation to even make the semi-final of the World Cup. So the first African nation ever to be in the Final Four. After in 2010 it didn't quite work out for the Black Stars of Ghana. So yeah, I'm obviously hoping and having the fingers crossed for Morocco. Outside of that, I prefer an underdog story. I prefer Croatia to do it this time around. But yeah, we'll just see what happens there. But yeah, so the idea is we don't talk about what's going on the pitch. More like if we want to talk about what's surrounding the World Cup, what's happening there. I'm more than happy to get into that. But yeah, as we've got another centre back set to join us, but we had an initial look at him, and I'm not too sold on him. One thing I will do is I will compare him to the younger guy who's set to come in and see, because one of these I will sign. It'll probably be the younger guy because he'll be on less money. And I don't think either of them start necessarily, but we'll just compare them real quick to see who's the better option. As this doesn't necessarily convince me that the older guy is that much better. Yes, he's got 2 on him in mentals and 2 on him in speed. Outside of that, they're pretty balanced, with the younger guy even almost winning in physicals and aerials. And these kind of things they're exactly kind of the things which are going to grow at this age of Glenn Crooks' career. He's got the injury proneness though, the young Glenn Crooks. I say that Darren McCrogan at 21 is also young, but I would prefer Glenn Crooks because when we play him for the B team, he doesn't count as like one of our 5 over 21 slots, and we can only ever play 5 players over 21 for the B team. And I always like sending players down to the B team to keep them match fit. And yeah, when we look around here, it's a determination which goes McGrogan's way, but Glenn Crooks has that spirited personality, so I don't mind too much that he doesn't have that high determination, because he shows other very good traits about his personality. Whereas with McGrogan, I don't think we can see any of that. Glenn Crooks clearly wins in terms of marking, and on that they're pretty similar. He also wins positioning and aggression. So overall, pretty similar players. You could argue one way or the other which one's going to be is the better player, but I would definitely argue that McGrogan isn't worth bringing him in over Crooks. I think Crooks overall as a player and a package, with his younger age as well and his lesser money, less money he wants, I think he would be the better deal. So we'll reject Dan McGrogan. Again, we're not going to pull the trigger on Crooks yet. We want to see if our director of football rushes to sign a better option in that centre back role. Our scouts haven't really brought back anything major just yet, but yeah, we'll hold out for that. Is there anything else I wanted to do? I don't think so for now. We're gonna have to set up the team for that friendly. For in a week's time, the season shall begin. I had tactical familiarity. He's not coming along that well. Is that because of all the new players? Guess it might be. But yeah, in terms of first team quality, we haven't recruited a lot. There's one player which could be very important. He's like a bit more of a playmaker, deep line playmaker in the center of the park. So predicted to finish 6th by the media. And we set for a loan deal for a goalkeeper, Grogan. He doesn't look too good. He's got 6 aerial reach. How tall is he? 175 centimeters. I mean, depending on what we pay him, what squad role he wants, loan player, if he's for free, I'd consider him, but we'll see what comes back from that. As Distillery make an offer for Matthew Herron, I'm not going to rush to offer him a contract because he should be happy to stay with us rather than Distillery, who've just been promoted. I feel relatively confident as we've got the cup draw now. This will determine if we're going to play a league game in a week's time or a cup game, because the cup is supposed to happen on that Saturday, but obviously our league starts also then. A lot of teams to be drawn, so we'll just draw all teams at once. Hopefully we get an easy home tie. Okay, we're going to be away against Newtown, which is an amateur side. So easy enough, I'd say. That happens on the 3rd of September. Although saying that, we already went out against an amateur side last season and had to go to penalties against another one. As Glenn Crooks is back, we will delay that deal once more. We will set up our team for the friendly, which is going to go on now. Make sure everyone has some good match sharpness in them going into the new season. So I think we'll start with Ben Gordon and Jack Graham, because Lavoca's going to be suspended for the first competitive match. Our Italian stallion. We don't have anyone to back up Johnny Wilson, which we really do need before the transfer window closes, please. Let's get another Mazzala type player in. Mr. Director of Football. Ian Carf, you can have a start. Jakey Moore, and you know what? Because it's a friendly, it doesn't really matter. I'll bring Calvin Brownlee in for Johnny Wilson. Look at Calvin Brownlee, he's a centre back. He's competent, accomplished at playing as a midfielder, so for friendly, I don't mind playing him there. But in terms of his attributes, 1 dribbling, 3 fast touch, 5 passing, footing, he is not quite the Mazzala type. I think we have like a couple of competitive fixtures before transfer window closes. Like we've got that opening league fixture, then we've got a cup fixture midweek. And then I think the game of the weekend against Queens on 31st, so that's still on deadline day as well. So a lot going on before the transfer window closes. Hopefully we'll have some more transfers going on as well, because we need some more numbers following the mass exodus, both by a couple of players being released after not being deemed good enough anymore by me, a couple of players having retired, as we do in 2-0. And might have unlocked something with Calvin Brownlee scoring and getting an 8.1 in that Mazzara role. What happened there? Look at that. To be fair, he's got okay pass completion, 1-on-1 key passes. So it wasn't like a masterclass, but congratulations to him. Can I praise him for that performance? No, I can't. Let's watch the goals actually. I want to see this now. What he's done there. So the first one he assisted Jakey Moore. The second one he got assisted by our attacking midfielder Jack Owens. So on the counter, Jake Moore goes through. Okay, so we're not. Wait. We didn't even see the assist of Brownlee. Okay, so he didn't do anything special here. Can we go back? Okay, so it was off. What was that? Off a corner. Let's up the match speed a bit. Okay, off the corner, we headed out. Let's go back down with the match speed. Let's see what Calvin Brownlee does with this. Yeah, okay, he just scissor volleys it to Jake Moore, who had to do all the work still. That's pretty nicely. He's been known to score a goal or two of a counter where he has had to take it around the entire opposition team. So does he have that good dribbling, Mr. Jakey Moore? It's another set piece here. Owens plays into Brownlee. Weak left-footed shot. But yeah, so I wouldn't say we unlocked something there. Jake Moore's got 11 dribbling. Fair enough. Well, he's a good dribbler. And last season he scored a goal where he picked it up like just outside of our box, and then ran about like 3-4 people. I thought he was going to go to the side to wait to play a ball across. Instead, he cut back inside and smashed it with so much power with the underside of the bar and in. Beautiful goal. So it'll be interesting to see if our strikers are up to the standard this season. As obviously we have Jakey Moore, who's done very well for us a couple of seasons ago, and didn't really get into the team last season. Was a bit hard done by, to be fair, because whenever we did call upon him, he performed pretty decently, as well as for the B team. But the season before, he had some very nice spurts of form after we came in. Chris Watts was just amazing last season. 16 goals in the league, 29 goals in all competitions, because he scored 13 in 12 cup games. So yeah, what a player he was for us last season. But that's kind of one of those positions where I'm not really ever planning to strengthen, where I feel like we would be a lot better team if we had a better striker, you'd think. But the thing is, we've got 2 decent strikers, and one of them always seems to be on form. So long as one of them is on form, we're absolutely flying, we're absolutely fine. If neither of them are on form, then they don't have kind of that quality where a goal or two is always going to come through in the end. So yeah, we're kind of relying on them. Sorry about that. Either one of them always to be on form. So far, it's worked out for us. As Real Madrid just signed Heung-min Son for 97 million in 2024. So that, oh, look at that. That's a big transfer. He's 32. Hey, look at those international stats. A goal every other game and 123 caps. He just spent 97 million on a 32-year-old. Must be the highest transfer he ever played for a player north of 30, right? My goodness. Not to say that he's not worth it, but at 32, I don't know if he is. Oh, what a player Heung-min Son is. Okay, the team we offered the loan to Grogan to have accepted. Let's see if he'll accept, and then let's see if we'll accept him as. Oof. They wanted to pay 45 euros permanent wage to him. We don't have anyone who's on a proper contract where they get wage every week. There's Chokro. Really the guy we're looking for in central midfield. Could be okay there, but we'll look for other options for now. And Balmakash are likely to face us in the 4-3-3. As that's the schedule. Yeah, so the Newton game has been postponed to the second round of the cup, normally happening parallel to the league start, but obviously the league start takes priority. So we're going to go to the Blue Ball Stadium on Saturday. Hopefully we're not get blue balled by Balmakash. Love the stadium names here in Northern Ireland. So the stadium we played in our first season, which we thought was our stadium, it turns out it's our big rival stadium, and we were just building a new stadium. It was called the Dub. The Dub. Wonderful name for a stadium. Yes, it's the home of the Queen's University, our big rivals. Yeah, captain selection for this season, of course, our former club captain, William Worry, retired. Our former vice captain, although he wasn't last season, was Nathan Riddle, who also retired. Johnny Wilson, who was vice captain last season, steps up to be the captain. He's been around the club for a couple of years now, 2017 presumably. He's one of our best players. He's got 12 leadership, so that was kind of a pretty easy choice to make. And vice captain, I struggle a bit more. It's going to be Caelan Ward. He's got an okay personality, fairly ambitious. He's got decent leadership, 13. One of our better players again, so he's almost level-headed media style, which I like. He's almost always going to be starting for us, so I feel like that makes sense to make him our vice captain. So one of them should basically always be on the pitch. So that's good. I didn't confirm that. Let's confirm that. As the Co-Antrim Shield is going to get drawn today. Not that many teams in the half for this one. This is the one where I don't understand who qualifies for the competition. As Mika F in the chat says, I didn't know I had a thing for football managers. Who are you? That's my girlfriend, obviously, in the chat. How are you doing, Mika? So yeah, I don't understand, because it's not every team from our league who's in this competition. It's also not every team from the championships, like only a handful. It's also not every team from the top division. I don't understand how the game selects, or how is selected who competes in this competition. It's the County Antrim Shield, so maybe it's like the Community Shield in England, but that's just a one-match thing between like the cup winner. No idea how it gets selected. We are in it this year. We were in it last year. Let's see who we draw. We're not really too desperate to go finals. We've got a home tie against Knockbraid out of our division, though, so there's a good chance we could get through that. He says, "Good, thanks. How's the game going?" Game's going good. Thank you very much. Yes. There's a meme about this game, and I absolutely love it. It's like, you know, the father says to the son, or the boyfriend says to the girlfriend, "I'm going to go play Football Manager now." Then he's been sitting there for 2, 3, 4 hours playing the game. And you know, all he's done is do this boring stuff, progress through, sign staff, sign new players. Hasn't even played a single game of football yet after 2, 3, 4 hours. And then you know, the significant other or the son or whoever comes in and asks, "So, are you winning?" And he just sits there smug like, yes, 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 we're winning, even though he hasn't played a single game yet. That's just the kind of game Football Manager is. And so I think we've got a first, in that, normally I sit here super warmly dressed because my heating isn't working. I'm actually pretty hot, so I'm going to have to take some clothes off. Give me a second. Because I obviously, if you didn't know, my office is in my broom cupboard, where I have my washing machine here, I have my trash bins here, and that's about the extent of it. That's the door behind me, and this, like, the wall is right next to me too. Sorry, that's the light. So it's very small. Doesn't really even fit a proper chair, more like a gymnastics ball. But because I just did a wash and it finished, it's waiting for me to kind of fold it up, but it's like dry clean. So it's dry, but I open it, super nice and warm. So I might spend the night here, sleep on the floor here. So yeah, Adam Grogan, €45 per week to be our first choice goalkeeper, and I'm not quite sure he should be. Let's compare him to Tom Higgin. I'm pretty sure I'm going to reject this deal. And yeah, there's definitely things which suggest Grogan is the better player. Not physically, Tom Higgin, I would argue, definitely the better one out of the two of them, especially if they're jumping reach. Mentally, it would be Grogan, and then goalkeeping, you could argue either way. The hexagon shows not too sure what I want to make of that, but yeah, it's just not worth the money. I'm fine with Tom Higgin as our goalkeeper. I would like new starter since Jamie Massey left us last January, or a young superstar. That's fine. Nicky writes in the chat, "I was me the first time you told me before explaining how the game worked." Wait, I don't understand. What's that in reference to? Not. I don't get it. But yes, it is. If you're not into it, it sounds like the most boring game in the world. Once you're into it, it's the bloody best thing there is. Problem is just that it's such a big time sink. And reference to the joke, yes, of course. So yeah, I think I just might get my blanket and sleep on the desk today. Well, it's nice and warm here. So I still haven't got my heating fixed, and it's winter outside. And when I say winter outside, I live in Austria, and it's full of snow everywhere. It's got -10 degrees, or at least it had in the last few days when it was snowing. I don't know what we're down to. Okay, no, it's up to -8 now. It's nice and cozy and warm. So not the best time for struggling heating. So almost at the first game of the season. Your neck wouldn't thank you tomorrow. Well, this is true, but it's also not healthy for the neck if you sleep. Well, it's too cold. As we do still need a couple of players in the transfer window. I hope our backroom staff is going to get to signing some new guys soon. Ooh, there's a recruitment focus. How do you say? Response for the Mazzala role. So we had a look at Andrew Whiteside a couple of weeks ago. He's not necessarily the player we're looking for, mainly because he's just got 5 passing. And since it is a more creative role, we would like them to be able to find some better passes. Kai Jamal is an option. He's more of a defensive player and also doesn't really have the pace. I like some of a bit of pace in there, but we will consider him. Justin Devlin, we also look at. I was convinced by Chris Ryan is a 17-year-old. Now, he doesn't have the pace. And what he does have, and what he would be perfect for, is to be like a deep-lying playmaker. Now, he doesn't have the balance, but he doesn't have anything in terms of physicals. He might still improve at 17, but he's got 12 fast touch, 11 passing, 11 vision, 12 technique. That's very decent. I'd love to get this guy in. He's at Distillery as well on a non-contract. So that means we should have a chance of signing him. So I'll tell my director of football to add him as a transfer target. Hopefully he does something with that. Let's have a look at the other recommendation for this position. Okay, so this is the final one for this turn. It's Charlie Dornan. Decent. He is decent. Do you know what? He's got a bit of acceleration, 6 pace. You know? Just 161 centimeters tall, so he's a bit of a smaller fella. Not too bad defensively, so he can also, if we ever need it, pop into a bit of a playmaker role. Got 11 first touch, 12 decisions, 10 vision, 10 passing, 9 technique, 5 composure, but as a result, it's not too bad. 5 crossing as well. They do get into wide areas sometimes. Do you know what? I'd like this guy. Let's make him a transfer target as well. And hopefully our director of football can get it done before the end of the transfer. And we'll still keep going on the recouping focus just in case none of these guys work out. I don't know if you can still cancel it later. As we're closing in on a new record winning run after we have currently on, what is it? 5 matches on the spin at the end of last season, and then also at the cup final at the end of last season. Another offer for a centre back. Hey, that's still not itchy. That's not what we're looking for. We want someone who's a bit better on the ball. With 3 concentration, I also don't like in a centre back. I don't think we'll get Aidan Lillis. Although maybe if Jack Graham leaves to Portsmouth, we'll consider it. Hopefully Jack Graham decides to stay with us. Heron does decide to stay with us for now. That's very good. Yes, of course, this is actually it became the main objective of the series. To be fair, we want Neil Stewart to like us again. Give me a second. I do need to revert back to putting some more clothes on. Apologies, a bit indecisive today. Yes, so Neil Stewart, when we came in, he started just being rude to us and disliking us in the press conference. So we decided we're going to go to every press conference until he likes us. Then all of a sudden we were very close friends after a couple of them. We didn't go to some of them because, you know, I don't want to go to every press conference. It's boring. And when we came back to some for more important games, all of a sudden he started hating us. And I do mean hating. You know, you can see the relations with all the people you have. We've got a lot of players we're very close with, a couple of journalists there as well. Some we're just close with, some we just know. Some where it didn't go too well because they weren't too happy with me letting go of them, like Mark Whitford or James Lavery, the manager of our main rival, Henry Capp, also an ex-player who I decided to let go of. But Neil Stewart hates me. I'm his right. We used to go out for dinner every Friday night, me and Neil. So we'll go to this press conference and we'll convince him we're a cool guy. As our first question is, it's always nice to start with a win to get points on the board and build up some momentum. Are you confident you can get off to a good start? I said we've been working hard and we're hoping so. Zach Barr has scored 3 goals in 3 matches against P.S.N.I. Do you have a plan to stop him? He's had a few good days against us, but he's hardly unstoppable, and we believe we can keep him quiet for 90 minutes. Do you agree that P.S.N.I will live or die by Caden Ward's performances this season? Caden Ward is very important to us, so yes, I think and hope he can be that player and lift us to another level. I disappoint that P.S.N.I will yet again start the campaign with an away match. Oh, has that been a theme? I didn't know that. Yeah, I think there are a number of positives. You know, send a message. Ooh, click twice. I don't know what I said just now. Sorry. Do you feel as if the team is suitably prepared to get underway? Yes, preseason was very good. We're buzzing for the new season. How excited are you to get the new season underway? I really can't wait. Considering the influence Ben Mitchell held in the dressing room, this is the centre back I talked about, who was mainly of a dressing room influence that has left us. There are fears that at the club that his departure could result in significant harm being done to the atmosphere amongst the squad. He's not the first player to leave on my watch, nor will it be the last. We'll be able to cope with it. Does Chris Watts have the key attributes to unpick Ballymacash Rangers? Yes. Heading into the new season, do you know your strongest team? I know the core team and who can be counted on for the big occasions, yes. Johnny Wilson has put pen to paper on a new contract despite interest from elsewhere. You must be delighted that he's committed his future to the club. Absolutely delighted. He's our club captain. How important a role will Matthew Herron play after signing this new contract? Can we expect him to start making good on his undoubted potential? I hope so. I've been really disappointed with him. Okay, that hasn't improved our relationship with Neil Stewart yet, but at least it's not gotten worse. I don't know if it still can get worse or not. You know, he absolutely despises me, but we'll see. Okay, first day of the season then, away against Ballymacash. Now Ballymacash, I'm pretty sure we're predicted to finish 6th in the league. Let's have a look at their season preview thing. Okay, now we're predicted to finish 7th. If we have a look here, it says 6th, so somewhere around there. Ballymacash are predicted to finish 3rd. Oh, 3rd. That's pretty good for them. Queen's University are rivals, so predicted to finish top of the pile, so hopefully we can prevent that. Newington, surprisingly, having just got relegated, are only predicted to finish 9th. But yeah, anyway, so Ballymacash sit ahead of us in the prediction table. However, we finished quite far ahead of them in the league table last season. They went 7th, we went 3rd, and we beat them in the cup final as well. So I do fancy us for this competition. The board expect a top half finish. Now again, we will be hoping to somehow mount a promotion push, as I'll decline the recruitment meeting because you don't need me there. You're doing all the recruitment, as we've made an offer for Chris Ryan, which, oh no, he's not interested in moving to us. We cannot match his wage demands. Are you serious? Wait, what? Surely not. I would prefer to. Okay, now he would prefer to continue his development at distillery. That's fair enough. You know, it's his youth club. He wants to stay there, get some first team football instead of coming to us in the same league. So I don't hold that against him. It's a good choice by him actually. You know, he would get less game time here. Maybe he gets more there. So good luck to him on that. So yeah, I'm hoping very much that we can mount a promotion push after the way we ended last season. So obviously the 30 of Northern Irish football splits after every team played each other twice, and there's like the top half championship group where you play against all the top teams again. And we did that. We just about qualified for it on the final day of the normal league season stage. And we drawn our first game away from home, and then we beat all the teams of the top half, 4 wins in a row. Then beating Ballymacash, who's the team who finished in 7th, so just below the top half. So what a run that has been. As I think with our director of football not having gone in for another centre back so far, I don't think we have much of a choice other than Aidan Lillis. Doesn't look too interesting. I don't think we have much of a choice but to take on Mr. Glenn Crooks now. So welcome to the club, Glenn Crooks. I don't mind having him. Not at all. I just wanted to make sure that we don't need the little money we'll spend on him elsewhere. As I think I will be training him as a central defender and stopper. We want to take control of all the individual training for the B team actually. Thank you for asking. And in terms of his training foot, let's see, do we want to, yeah, let's train his wake foot. Want to focus on his strength, agility and balance, something else. Let's try his aerial. I'd like him to improve in terms of heading and bravery. I'm training him as a central defender on stopper because I think, as much as 11 jumping reach isn't the best for our level, he's not starting immediately to play at our level. He's only 19, so he's going to play for the B team to begin with, and he's still young, so he might still improve in those attributes, might still grow a little bit. And he's not the fastest or anything like that, so I think central defender stopper should suit him just fine. As finally we're on match day. Okay, we still don't have the support of most of the players. That's disappointing. Let's turn it around with a couple of good results to start the season out, please. So if we go home against Balmakash, we don't really care for the start of the season who plays who. We'll see how the league table develops to begin with. Just focus on our own stuff for now. As we should focus play down the left. Interesting, they presumably have a bad right side. Not sure I agree with that. But okay. And increase the tactics. I think I'm fine with the tactic, but thank you very much for the advice. Let's set up our first team. Let me go for first. And then go from there. So Craig Bryans will start, Jack Graham will start, Lavolka can't start, so put Ben Gordon in there. And Mr. Brownlee on the substitutes bench. Kai Wardlow is not quite ready yet, even though he's been deemed to be fit enough to start. So I think we will go for the match sharpness of Connor Curran and the decent preseason he had as well. Johnny Wilson and Paul Waite. Paul Waite obviously in new this season. Our playmaker. Now, he's not an amazing player, but he's the kind of guy who just keeps things ticking over. 12 decisions, 14 first touch, 14 vision. He knows where his men will stand. He's not asked to do the most extravagant passes, but to always kind of pick up possession from the back line of the goalkeeper and tick it over to the players who can either dribble it forward or make the forward pass around him in the wingers and then his midfield partner, the Mazzala role. So that's what Paul Waite is there for as a deep line playmaker. So he will start, Herring will start, Ward will start, Burns will start, and Watts will of course start in the league. On the bench we'll have Brownlee as a centre back as Lavolka is suspended, although he'll normally start, our Italian stallion. We've got Wardlow and Young on the bench, that's good. Owens, Yip, Jakey Moore. Okay, I feel like we have good options for every position that way. And yeah, we don't need to set up anything special. Let us save the game here before anything goes wrong and then jump into the game. That's Shrey's in the chat. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? Am I not watching the match? No, I am. As a matter of fact, I have not watched any World Cup match. I am boycotting the tournament, as you might be able to tell in the title area. I've chosen to not watch any match and instead try whenever there's a match live, try to stream simultaneous to that to offer people an alternative in terms of entertainment who might be tempted, who also want to boycott it but might be tempted to watching a match. Obviously, if you want to watch the match on the side, you're still just as welcome to watch me, and I hope you do enjoy it. I don't judge anyone or anything like that who decides to watch the World Cup. I just decided for me. It's not for me, and then I'd like to do something else with my time. I've also had a fundraiser going on surrounding this kind of series of mine where we're raising money. Let me pause the game real quick so I can explain this to you. Wait, let me kick off, skip, and pause. Reason is obviously, the migrant worker rights violations going on and all the human rights violations going on surrounding Qatar. And we've also got a fundraiser going on. We can reload it. I think then my donation should be in there. Yeah, 250 euros raised. We're going to donate money to migrantsrights.org, which is an NGO which fight for migrant worker rights. So the situations as in Qatar, with the slave-like working conditions, the people who died under those conditions, hopefully don't happen again, and that also the people working there get their fair dues, because many of them still haven't received their wages. So that is my approach to the World Cup. I'm very sad about it because obviously football is the favorite thing, my favorite thing in the world. But I don't think I would have enjoyed it either. And my idea was to try and bring a bit more compassion back into the beautiful game by doing something like this. As an Indian, you appreciate me. Yeah, of course. Many of the workers are also from India. So yeah, and yeah, welcome to the stream, by the way. How are you doing, my friend? As we first game of the season here, right here, right now, we're starting the season against Ballymacash, who we just in the last competitive match we played beat in the cup final, and hopefully we can repeat that in the first match of the season. I don't think the match sounds are on. Let's turn those on. So yeah, if that piques your interest, if you want to do a donation, actually, I don't expect you to. You can find the link in the about tab of my Twitch and YouTube, or on my Twitter. And yeah, all the money is going to go to the migrant rights organization. As we've got a couple of corners early on. Caden Ward swinging them nicely into the back stick. No goal coming off it yet, and that apparently went out for a throw-in. I thought that would have been another corner. As maybe penalty. As Watts gets to the ball first, gets taken down by his man, and he's going to have the opportunity from the spot. And I don't think he missed the spot kick for us yet. So come on, Chris Watts. And he dispatches it nicely. That's a very nice start. Just how we wanted. So that's also, with that, in case you're watching the match, a rule on the channel that we don't talk about the on-pitch stuff that's happening in the World Cup. If we want to talk around surrounding circumstances of the World Cup, who progresses, we can have a chat about that. But on pitch and like score updates, I don't want to see that in the chat. Again, anyone who's watching the World Cup and still wants to join the stream, more than welcome to. I don't judge anyone who doesn't do it. But that's like my idea, because I am boycotting it. It's also self-therapy, to be honest, because this way I feel like I have a commitment, I have something else to do, because I think if I didn't do the streaming thing, there was many an occasion where I thought like I would just prefer to lean back on my couch right now and just watch a game of football. Especially with the stakes being so high in the World Cup and everyone's eyes being on them. So yeah, absolutely boring game of football outside of that penalty. That's taken the life out of it a little bit. The only shot on goal so far. Our pass completion is not looking too good. Now we do have our possession style tactic as well, where we kind of slow the pace of the game down a little bit. Might consider switching to that at halftime, just to keep control of the game. But that normally is the idea, is to use that for home matches. But to see this game out, considering we should be, able to take control of this match because they are getting a bit more desperate, might be worth a thought. I tried donating, but it's not available in India. Oh, don't worry about it. That's very nice of you, though. Hey, Hassan, welcome to the chat. How's it going? It's going well, thank you very much. How's it going with you? You haven't missed much at all. It's the first game of the season against Ballymacash right now. We won an early penalty. Watts obviously dispatched it, because that's what Chris Watts does. And other than that, incredibly boring game. I'll catch you up on the transfers a bit later, but nothing major has happened. Ben Mitchell, our centre-back, has left us, and we got a youngster in instead. And I think that's all the dealings we made since the last stream. We're still hoping for a Mazzala backup to come in for Johnny Wilson. Our dream for a new starting centre-back looks like it's not going to happen. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a bit of a disappointing transfer window, really, with our director of football not doing too much. As yeah, we've had 3 shots. We've got obviously a good XG because we had that penalty kick. See what's going on around the ground. Obviously, first day of the season, nothing too interesting. Newly promoted Distillery are beating newly relegated Newington 2-0, so good luck with that. As we have been in control of possession. I always like having a look at these at halftime just to see if there's anything major either going wrong or that we might be able to exploit. But there's nothing major I can see, to be honest. I'll tell we're ahead on scoreboard, and we certainly deserve to be given how much we've created, so I'm pleased. That's unfortunate. The transfer window thing, yeah, that is rather unfortunate. But we still have a strong team, think about how we finished out last season. Obviously, there's a couple of holes in it, with all the players having retired, and a couple of players having left as well. So we have a thin squad, but I think in terms of quality, we should be good enough to push for promotion this season. Now, we're not going to yet change to our tactic at halftime. We actually go positive to begin the second half, come out fighting a little bit. and hopefully score a second goal to be a bit more secure, because as much as they've not created anything, I feel like they've let us onto them a little bit, and we should make use of that so long as we can. So we'll start the first 50 minutes out, positive mindset. It's not going too well. Might switch that up. First time it was in the 51st, with them on the ball down the right. We win it back. That was very good. Curran, new man. This was debut for us. In terms of debuts, it must be Curran. I don't know if Gordon played a first team match for us yet. He's a youngster who came through. Fan scores. Let's go. Matthew Harris fizzed it across the box. I don't know how that got through all the way to Thomas Barnes. He's been having a poor game today, but as long as he scores, I don't mind. So yeah, it's Curran, Gordon, and Waite making their debuts out there today. As that was a wonderfully fizzed delivery. Barnes on his weaker right foot, slots it home. Let's go. Thought we could have built on last season, but hopefully the Dolphins pulls something out. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't necessarily feel like we have a worse squad. We have a better idea of our tactics this season. I still fancy us to push for something this season, although I make no guarantees. Switch to our other tactic now. Rest in possession a bit more. Let's keep these as they are, though. Put on some time wasting. Keep these lower to kind of rest our legs a bit more. Now Harris had a good game out there and is on a yellow card. So I feel like might taking off for Bradley Yip, because he doesn't really know how to play the position, and Yip is currently learning to play that position. Other substitutions, Watts had a poor game considering he scored. It was a penalty, so I don't think it boosts his rating up too much. Now, I don't mind if any of these players play in midweek, to be honest, because it's a competition I don't mind us getting knocked out of. I think I might give some minutes to Kyle Wardlow eventually. But for now, we're not going to change too much. Has he signed anyone since last stream? He's tried to sign a couple of players, but none of the kind where you say, that's just won a very dodgy penalty there. What's it going to dispatch it, hopefully? Yeah, he went for a couple of youngsters. We signed that one centre-back, and he went for another couple of youngsters, but they weren't of the quality we're looking for, because we need someone to improve our starting lineup. As Watts scores that one, 3-0 up, and we're looking very comfortable in this match. Then he went for a goalkeeper on loan, but he gave him like a permanent wage of €45 a week, which sounds cheap, but really is like the most any of our players would earn, or like at least take out of the wage budget, because all of our players are non-contracts, and even though some of them earn like 75 euros per match, so they earn more, it doesn't get considered for as much in the wage budget. And also, he wasn't really an upgrade on our goalkeepers, so that wasn't. I think that not worth it. As I will take off Johnny Wilson, because he might well have to play midweek unless we bring someone in. Before then, bring on Kyle Wardlow to get some match sharpness into him. Bring on Connolly Young down that right-hand side. That was a more time waster, because why not? Not because I'm scared that we're going to give up control of this match, but just because it's good, then we don't burn as much energy. But yeah, no major signing attempts so far. We've set him a couple of transfer targets recently from the players we got back from scouting reports. One youngster he went after, but he didn't want to join us, who would have been amazing. Like a 17-year-old already rated a 3-star current ability. And now he's after one like Mazzala type player. So hopefully we get that guy. What a ball! Oh my god! Oh my god, what just happened? Did you see that goal? That was wonderful from Kai Wardlow with a pass from deep and Yip on the volley. Look at that! From the centre circle, picks out his man. Wait, he's not even on the picture. There's Bradley Yip, unmarked. What just happened? full of confidence, just takes it on the volley, plays it perfectly. Wow! The men of the bench combining. Great stuff, lads. So we're going to do our last substitution. And what we'll do is we'll take off Ben Gordon because he seems a bit tired. And we'll bring on Mr. Calvin Brownlee. Can also get his first team debut. Thanks to us. I think Gordon must have had his debut already, but Calvin Brownlee will be his first game now. He came in last season, spent the entirety of last season in the B team because I thought he's just like a third choice option for right back. I had a look at him again this summer. I realized he's actually a pretty decent centre back, so I think we'll look to train him there. And yeah, a couple of penalties to get us going in this game. One decent goal with our wingers combining, and then a beauty just to seal it off. And a wonderful 4-0 win to start of the season. Hopefully that doesn't lead to any complacency, but it's a wonderful way to start the season. Start as you mean to go on, right? Again, Ballymacash predicted to finish third in the league table this year, so it's a big result. There's Wardlow. Can you put another one out of the bag? No. Wait, maybe though. Oh, over the top. I think we'll lower it to key highlights now. This game is pretty much done, and we want to get through this these fixtures, which are very tightly congested right now, a bit quicker. As File is in, and he again makes a wonderful save to keep the clean sheet. Full stretch. Very nicely how he got there. As Kai Wardlow picked up a knock. Oh no, he's just returning from an injury. Hopefully that's not going to be serious again. Esther on the counter here. This good opportunity. Oh, what's tracking back our striker? He's the one that hat-trick. Come on, make the run. He gets the penalty of hat-tricks. This is the league. Yes, this is the first fixture of the league. Chris Watts, chance to get the match ball with his third penalty of the match. Not a fairly dodgy one. First one was okay, but the other ones. He just bashes it. Of course he does. Hasn't missed a penalty for us yet, from what I can recall. Hat-trick on the first day of the season. And to be fair to him, the first one he won himself. This one he worked for very hard, tracking back and winning the back of that ball. And you have to score them as well. Let's go. 5-0 victory to start the season out against one of the promotion favourites. Wow. I don't quite know what happened. Very well done. That was an excellent win. Yeah, obviously we're top of the table with that. +5 goal difference over one game, 3 points. As we've got our rivals next week at home against Queen's University. So let's catch you up real quick. The competitions, this was the first competitive fixture we played. Northern Irish Cup we won't enter until I think the 4th qualifying round, and this must be the 3rd or 2nd qualifying round, I'm sure. The League Cup we drew away against Ballymena, who we beat last season, top tier side, but we beat them last season away in the Antrim Shield. So you never know what's going to happen there, although we're going to send it our backup, like our B team, because I don't care about any cup competition other than the Tozenbat Steels and Suns Cup, because we haven't won that yet in our time here. This is a competition we should be looking to win, and the Northern Irish Cup, because more prestige in that. But the League Cup and the County Antrim Shield, whatever trophy that is, don't really care. I'm going to send out the B team. Still going to try and win, but we're not going to prioritize them at all because it's better to have less fixture congestion, to be honest. And yeah, we've done a home game against Knockbrader in the Torsbet.com County Antrim Shield. So a winnable fixture there against the team in our league. And in terms of transfer history, so since we were last here, Connor Curran you already saw, the new left back coming in. He's done pretty well in his first game as well. Glenn Crooks came in, the centre back. Not the first choice centre back we were hoping for, but for now he fills up the number. We have 5 centre backs at the club again, which is very good, but he's parked in the B team. Could be one for the future. We'll see how he develops. And then the only departure was Ben Mitchell, who went to Ballymacash. Interestingly, did he play? He came in off the bench. yeah, you can't focus on all those cups. No, especially at the beginning of the season, so many fixtures. So best pick and choose which ones we want to go for. Exactly. And the Toastbat.com Steers and Suns Cup, much like the Intermediate Cup we won last year, only features sides from our division and below, which is why I want to focus in on that. As we might, you know what, we might have already seen the goal of the season scored on this first match day with that wonderful volley from Bradley, as Kai Wardlow gashed his upper leg following the tight groin he had going into the match. Be out for another 9 to 12 days. So it's going to take him a bit longer to come back to match fitness, apparently. And he's got a bit of injury proneness about him as well, according to his report. As Brownlee makes his debut for the Police, and also Paul Waite. All the other players already played for us, presumably. What about Curran? Okay, he was at the club like 3 years ago and played 2 matches for us. So I'd argue he had his debut as well. And our press conference, of course, we have to attend all the press conferences because we've got to get Neil Stewart to like us. Great assist by Holo. He deserves his rest. Yeah, hopefully he gets back as strong as ever. That was a really impressive victory. Some managers might look to give the team a rest from training after that. Is that something you'll do? That's a reasonable idea. We'll see. Today's match saw a remarkable 3 penalties overruled. Do you feel the performance of the officials impacted upon the result? I mean, just the extent of the result, not of who won. I feel like it was always going to be us. But yeah, they had an impact on how the match went. Bradley's goal as a volley was one of the highlights of the match. Wouldn't you agree? I'll never forget it as long as I'm in football, definitely. Just how good was Christopher Watts and how important was his hat-trick to winning the match? You know, if you score 3 goals, that normally helps winning a match. He was brilliant today because at the end of the day, I'm not going to go too hype on it because it was just penalties. You seem to have got one over Connor Crossan with that result. How are you feeling about your battle of wits? Yeah, I think Connor Crossan will think twice before making comments in the future. I didn't know he made any comments, but sure, let's get into another spat with a manager. Neil Stewart's opinion of me has not improved by that, which is sad. Oh, that's interesting. Last season we always got 52 euros for a win. This season it's 65 in the league. Not that that's going to make much difference, but every little helps. As our 30-year-old striker Chris Watts obviously gets some praise for his hat-trick. Lillis asks for loan back. Okay, first we need to agree a contract with the player, but I don't want him, so I'm just going to reject the loan back because I'm going to reject the player. Yeah, because I don't know, he'd be okay, but we have players of his standard. We want someone of better standard who's also a bit better on the ball and in the air to fill that like hold of quality in the centre back role. I think Neil changed his hairline. I compliment his head always works. Did he now? Wait, can I have a look at him? I can't, can I? Okay, well, let's look at that. Maybe he did. Maybe I'll find a subtle moment in the next press conference to mention that. As the cup for the third round, the draw for the third round of the Stills and Suns Cup is done today because most of the matches took place today, but not ours. So if we progress through Newtona, how do you pronounce that? We are going to have a away tie against Shankill, which is an amateur side. Okay, so similar to this one, an away tie against an amateur side. So hopefully we'll progress through both of those. Yeah, let's advance on through. Wait, has that automatically set up a full rest day for Sunday, even though we didn't have any training for Sunday, but because I set that in the press conference, I don't know. Harry Davidson's a young right back. We can use a young right back. He's not necessarily my kind of right back of 2 crossing, but if we don't have anywhere else to put the money for now, we might as well bring him in eventually. Talking about money, by the way, we are spending like 2 times or 3 times the amount of when we first came into the club, and the projection isn't looking too good. Now, I don't think it'll be this bad, especially if we go far in one of the cups again, where there's a bit of money in there. But this is not necessarily good signs, so hopefully we're not going to leave this club in a terrible financial situation. Okay, let me set up the team for the Bat McLean Cup. As we'll stay with our away tactic, but I think we'll change the training setup already for our home tactic, because we're going to play home in the league next. With that in mind, we will want to play Cornell Young in the league. So Crack Briars can stay out there. So we'll set up the training for all of them to be fitting the possession tactic. This is, very minimal management, but every little can help. So lineup for the midweek fixture: Walker can come in. Calvin Brownlee can come in. Reese Watson, I guess, can come in with Kai Wardler being out for this one. And again, I'm not throwing this competition, but I don't care if we go out. So I will very much rotate the squad heavily. Matthew Herring can stay out there. Owens can be there. Carthy can play. Jakey Moore can play. Okay, so all of these are fit, so we don't need to rest anyone for the training for the next 2 days. This season is basically promotion or bust. Yes. Like, if we don't get promoted this season, it's going to be really, really incredibly frustrating, because first season we came in halfway through and we thought we were going to fight against relegation, got to the promotion playoff, and then the second season with our team getting a lot better, we thought it's going to be an easy run in. And yeah, very inconsistent, very, very poor. But with us having figured out tactics, team being not better than last season, but maybe a bit more balanced, I have a bit more of a better idea of where I want which players to be as we break our record for consecutive wins. As this is the player I wanted my director of football to sign. I told him to make it happen, and he's now making an offer. I put him on the transfer targets list, so hopefully he pulls that one off, as we have sold the exact same amount of season tickets as last season, 30. And yeah, so if this season it doesn't work out, then I really don't know what we're doing wrong. As much as we're not favorites for promotion, but with the run we've been on and the quality of opposition we have shown that we can beat, we really, really should be able to get it done. As Harry Arthur would also be a good signing, but with him being on a part-time contract, I don't think we'll get him out of Dandela easily. So yeah, top half finish is what is expected of us from the board. The Sports only want a mid-table finish. The media predict us to finish at 6th or 7th, but I think we can do it. Also an expectation, yeah, expectations you can see here. So basically all the cups, they don't really care, they just want to get to the first round of the Northern Irish Cup. Hopefully we can achieve that this season. And season preview has us sit down in 7th, 25-1. I don't know what odds mean, to be honest. I can't work it out. But yeah, we're looking pretty good, and here in the general section, it predicted us to be 6th, so around the mid-table mark. But that's better than last season. The first season we came in, they were predicted to finish 12th. The second season we were around 8th or 9th. We keep on moving up that list, and yeah, again, I think we've just got to figure it out now tactically. We've got a bit more of a settled squad. Players have been here for longer, know the tactic, feel at home here. So yeah, as we're going to face Ballymena, and they're going to be out for revenge after we beat them last season. So they're 7th in the top tier of Northern Ireland. Some people have labeled us potential giant killers. Are you confident of pulling off an upset? I still consider us long shots, to be honest. I'm always an optimist, but sending out a B team away from home, top tier side, even though it happened last season, it doesn't mean it's going to happen again. What are your thoughts on playing a team the size and stature of Ballymena United in the Bat McLean Cup? Very excited. It's not every day. It's worse than the mood in the press conference. Why? I smiled warmly at you, Neil. Your hair looked lovely. You didn't get any haircut. Nobody's predicting P.S.N.I to pull up any trees in the Bat McLean Cup, but how do you rate your chances of success in this competition? we have to be realistic with our chances. There's no a reason no one fancies us, and yeah, apparently negative reaction by news. He hates us. Why does he hate us so much? Okay, let's keep going. Ooh, make an offer for Aaron Anat, 21-year-old central midfielder from Albert Foundry. He looks double decent. Yes, please. Not a. Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe a deep line playmaker option. Maybe another one of the Mazzana options. I like it. Let's get it done, please. Queen's University and Darkview are also interested. Who's that? Darkview from the second tier. Let's get it done, please. I don't know where he came from. Come on, Peter McCroden. Staff meeting. Those bands already work on something else, and we don't want to complain about too much training, so we're not going to follow those advices. Johnny Wilson's for some reason still happy with the lack of depth in the attack midfield. Ben Gordon benefited from the positive atmosphere of the squad. That's nice. Reece Watson is negatively impacted, I guess. Less nice, but those things will always happen. Let's continue on through. So yeah, but McLean League, this is the League Cup, by the way, Northern Irish League Cup. We already entered in the second round because we performed pretty well last season. Only teams from our division who finished below us, basically, have to do like the first round. But again, League Cup means teams from our league and above, like all the teams which are played, all the leagues which are played on a national basis. And yeah, I'm not interested in that. Because we're just going to face teams from division above us, basically, from this round onwards. Or if facing someone from there, as Jack Graham decided to stay here, which is very nice. And Lilith rejected the contract, that's fine, we weren't that interested in him anyways. So let's go through to the tactical meeting. They recommend we start cautious, which kind of makes sense, but we'll go with our tactic. Drop deeper. We'll go with our tactic. We'll switch it up if we want to. Okay, so the first team I've already decided on, basically. Well, let's just make sure we have a capable bench out there. So McGill, is it going to be Gordon or Graham? Let's go with Gordon. Here we can have Young and Paulie Wade, Caden Ward, Bradley Yip, and Chris Watts. I think that's all fine. Connor Curran's there as well. Yeah, in case Reece Rotten is really not dealing well with the surrounding circumstances, bring Curran up to the bench. Okay, let's save the game and jump into it. So basically, we have to bring in John McGill as he's going to be our cup goalkeeper this season, so long as we don't bring anyone else in. Basically, I have set up the team not necessarily as our second team, but so that all the players who I would like to start on the weekend against Queen's University, who fit their possession style tactic better, are going to be fresh, except Johnny Wilson, because I have to play Johnny Wilson because he's the only player we have suiting that kind of role in midfield. But like, for example, Matthew Heron, you'd expect to be a starter for us, but he doesn't really fit the possession style that much. So I'll just send him out here today so he can tire himself out, and then Bradley Yip can come in on the weekend. So they're playing the 7 at the back formation, 3-4, 3-4-1-2, I guess. So that's going to be quite tricky to get through, as we also have the key highlights, but we have a kickoff highlight, so this could either be very, very good or very, very bad, as it's not looking good with us giving up the ball immediately. Johnston, their goalkeeper, is on it. He goes long. Okay, we'll pick it up. Brownlee doesn't keep hold of it. This isn't looking too good with us giving up the ball very cheaply a couple of times early on. But we keep on getting it back. It's not John McGill. Oh no. It's his fast start under our stewardship. He's like 23, 24 years old. So he's of a very similar quality to Tom Hegan, our starter. Like 2 years younger. And, you know, he's just a little bit worse than Tom Hegan. So I thought, you know, we'll just stick with Tom Hegan, but for this season, he can be our cup goalkeeper. And he's repaying my faith, apparently, very early on. With a really, really stupid giveaway of possession. In a really, really dangerous zone. And Mr. Gibson makes it 1-0 in the first minute. It's going to nag on his confidence, isn't it? It's like the second highlight folding already in the 11th minute. Cochrane wins it back. That's nice work. Then gives it up again. Cross in. Brownlee heads clear initially. Brownlee's very good in the air. He's got like 14 jumping reach, which is why I'm wanting him to play centre back rather than right back. So that's very good because we don't have a lot of height in our team, really. That's what we're looking for, really, with our centre back scouting focus. So under pressure, and Gibbs almost made it 2-0. Now, I hate to be that guy, but I don't mind it. You know, I don't want us to get thrashed because that will ruin the confidence of a lot of these players, especially because there's a lot of youngsters in there with one of their first opportunities at first team football. I really don't mind us going out at this stage against this team. But they do seem to... Ooh, John McGill, oh my God. Keep on finding passes behind us. We're going to drop our defensive line lower. I think we'll play Cochrane in the hold here. It can be a ball midfielder on the support, but hold position, shoot less often, dribble less. Jack Owens can be a CM on attack instead. Should we take CM? Yeah, because I feel like with the 3 up front, we always seem to struggle against systems with 2 strikers and an attacking midfielder. Because the attacking midfielder, with us having just central midfielders, basically has a bit of free roam, so maybe that should cancel that out a little bit. So we seem to have kept them quiet over the last few minutes, a bit better. See if that holds out. Very dangerous pass through the middle. We went it back though, can't keep a hold of it. My goodness me, Craig Bryers cleared the ball, then didn't care to step back up to kind of form the offside trap. And John McGill kind of should have saved that one as well. But yeah, Bryers just strolls back, so the offside trap is not ready to snap. McWilliams looks offside, but because of Bryers, what a finish though, to be fair. That outside of the boot volley. There's a lot of power behind it, so I don't blame McGill too much, but Bryers a lot. We will step up more, so kind of try and go for the offside trap. Maybe that helps as well against being found out in behind so many times. Encourage the boys before half time. Galvanize them a little bit. So I don't mind us going out, but I don't want us to go out with a whimper. That looks like die for tower. A little bit, right? So what's going on in terms of match statistics? John McGill has not found his man at all. Quite Bryce, decent pass completion to be fair to him. Reese Watson is crumbling under the occasion. Might be his debut for us for the first team. We'll see after the match if we get the email of the professional debut. Big ask to be fair to bring him in for this game. So Ewan McCarthy's having a terrible day out there as well. Probably his first team debut as well. He never played for Linfield. So yeah, maybe my choice of team wasn't the best. Tell the boys they've been unlucky so far because unlucky to give away goals like that in this kind of match. We will go back to our initial setup. For the simple reason of, as much as we don't really have the person tracking their attacking midfielder, they shouldn't have that either, because they're also playing with two central midfielders. Or do they have DMs? Maybe they're a bit better at that. So we'll try that. We'll give everyone the start of the second half to show us that they can still have an impact on this game. Then we'll start making changes, both tactically and the lineup will already go. Free kick to them from wide positions. We're not very good aerially. Headed clear initially. Cochrane apparently has a knockout there. And Jake Moore, we've seen him do this a couple of times. Just go on a run and do it all on his own from a counter. And how's a decent effort. Good stuff from Jake Moore. It's positive. Yeah, Cochrane seems to have picked up a knock indicating that he wants to come off. It looks like he could be a bruised ankle. That's not nice. Let's take off Cochrane, bring on Caden Ward, making some plays. Connor Young can come on for Craig Ryers. Shift this up a little bit. Oh wait, no. I didn't bring Paul Waite. I brought Caden Ward. Oh there, that's a problem. Very well, I'll still try and do it. Ewan McCarthy had a bad day out there, so we'll bring on Bradley. Yep. Press them a bit more. Short goal distribution, as we do have a tall defense. And let's see, although we've been found out with long balls before. Come on, boys. Got a bit more fight left in you, don't you? Don't you? Oh, why does this keep happening? The Walker will come off because I'd like him to play on the weekend. Current for Watson. Watts for Moore. Moore can do something still. Watson has had a bad day out there. We'll put him out of his misery, really. Pushed him a bit higher. attacking. See if any of that does anything. Gibson just heads over for them. It's a bit risky to go more attacking because it could be a battering, but a 2-0 down, 20 minutes to go. You never know. And again, we go, as much as I don't mind going out of this competition, we still go into every match trying to win. Come on, boys. Ooh, we had a good chance there. I was surprised that wasn't a highlight. It gave us like 0.4 XG. Come on, show me one highlight of us. Come on. Just one. Come on. No? Okay, then no. Well, we didn't look completely dead and out of it. You know, they had a 1.6 XG with a 0.6 XG. So I feel like we can leave with our heads held high against the top tier opposition away from home. You gave it your best. Good effort, lads. Really? Really? I was pissed at me after that team, but we did give it our best and were clearly the underdogs. That's frustrating. Hopefully that doesn't have too much of a bad effect on morale. Looks like we're okay. Cochrane has bruised his ankle after 2 to 3 days. That's okay. McGill makes his debut. Ewan McCarthy and Reece Watson also made their debut. There's big press conference after. Let's do it. And the steward is there as well. Defeat for your side today sends you out of the competition. Just how disappointed are you? I'm not too upset, as the success in this competition was never on the cards. Do you have any thoughts regarding Cheffrey and Ballymena United following the match? I think it's clear that they're a considerably bigger and better team than we are right now. I smile warmly as well. Okay, Neil Stewart does not like it when I smile warmly. He does not like to see me smile. He likes to see me miserable. How frustrating is it to have lost a match like that, considering the questionable decisions made by the officials? Yeah, clearly the officials. It was their fault. Now, I'll say we are hardly without blame. After a reviewing performance that will generate plenty of discussions, how do you think it reflects on the standards of refereeing of officiating in Northern Ireland? No, yeah, support for the officials. That really wasn't the kind of game after which I need to get on the back of them. As Craig Farquhar, not Farquhar. Look at that. It's rumored that Craig Farquhar might be leaving Ballymena United in the future. What do you make of David Jeffrey's chances of keeping hold of him of such fandoms? I don't know. I don't care. Yeah, I don't want to comment on that speculation, really. They're so far away from me in the top tier of Northern Irish football. I really have no idea what's going on there. So leave me out of that. With your Bet McLean Cup campaign now at an end, how will you reflect on the journey? We can talk about it until the cows come home, but it's more important for me to see us take the next step. We have to actually do that now. Okay, no relationships were altered by that, so Neil Stewart still hates us, which is the only reason we're going to the press conference, to stop Neil Stewart hating us. As I want to give the players some feedback. No, I can't see it here apparently. John McGill had a 6.7 in that match. I have no idea how that works. Criticize some of the poor performers out there, especially someone like Johnny Wilson, our captain, who should always be leading by example. Hopefully we get another player into that position, because he can't play every game all season long, but he's the only player who really fits that mold. Jack Owens can maybe jump in there for sometimes, but he primarily should be an attack midfielder. That's why he's suited to best. There's Ewan McCarthy on a 6.2. Can't be too harsh on him, because he's only a youngster and he should never have been put in that position where he needs to perform against this kind of level of a team. That's good to get your first team debut. It's out of the way now. Bradley Yip at a 6.5 off the bench. Don't like seeing that. Okay, let's continue on to the next day and then decide how we want to line up for the weekend. And switch up the... I don't think I finished switching up the training for all the players. That was poor for me. Especially the wingers. So, we're going to switch to a like possession style tactic. Because in our home games, we should expect to keep a bit more of the possession. And I think we can just straight up turn this entire team selection around. Except for Lavolka, who can stay in. And Johnny Wilson. Wade, Thomas Burns. Okay. Good. So Johnny Wilson, Mateo Lavolka, as they both played just the other day, they're gonna get 1 day's training rest. And so training, let me set that up. So he doesn't have a position set up at all. That's weird. Thought he had. Johnny Wilson, please train as a central midfielder on attack rather than a Mazzala. Paul Wade is already playing. Training as a deep line playmaker. He needs to train as a left midfielder rather than a left winger. It's a bit frustrating that you can't like do it automatically, that when you change the training tactic trained here, that all the players should adjust to that as well. Like their role training. Because I just want them to be as familiar with the tactic as they can be, which is why I'm doing this. Again, is it really worth my time? Probably not, no. But I'll still do it. We'll see if Heron is complaining at learning a new position, then we might not teach him to be a right midfielder at all, and whenever we do bring him into this tactic, we just push the position on a bit. But if he's not complaining, we'll try and go for that, as Ewan McCarthy is our last man, where we want to change it up. And that's that done. So 3 more days, then we have our home tie against our rivals, Queen's University. Now, very important statistic on this match, we have not lost to them yet. They're our main rivals. They're our only like rivals who are in our division. And last season, we drew our first 2 games in the league with them. And after like 24 games, they were still unbeaten in the league season. Not they were on top because they were drawing so many games, but they were about to finish the league season without getting beaten at all. And we couldn't let that happen. So what we did is we smashed them 3-1. Jack Berry and Matthew Howe with 2 goals, inflicting the first league defeat upon them all season, and absolutely ruining their run-in, because following that they lost again and got 2 draws, and we overtook them in the end. So that was beautiful stuff. Hopefully we can do something similar. As the deal with Harrod Davidson has been confirmed. Now, I touched upon it before. He's not exactly my kind of right back, but since I'd like, a young right back for the B team, and he's, he'd be on a non-contract, so we're not necessarily paying him anyways. I'll delay this and see if he brings someone else in the meantime. If he doesn't, we'll just get him in for the meantime, but we'll keep looking for someone to replace him, hopefully. Hassan says must-win game. Yeah, definitely. It's a must-not-lose game, because we want to have that beautiful record alive of us not having lost a single match against them so far. Let's have a quick look at the past meetings, because it's a beautiful sight. Look at that. The first season we were here, first match, they won that without us. And then the 3 after, 4-2, 3-0, 3-1, and 2 1-1 draws. To begin last season's off us, they were on a good run of form, but they 3-1. It's a thing of beauty, even though just 2 of those, what was that, 7 games were home ties for us. A couple of cup ties in there as well. So yeah, that's just like aim of our stint at this club is to not lose to our rivals one singular time before we leave this club. And also for the league, they're joint favourites, I think, for league glory and promotion. So winning against them here and kind of putting a marker down early would be lovely stuff. For then, hopefully, we're going to have 1 or 2 transfers coming in. 4 new messages. What's it about? Okay, scouting focus. Pre-match press conference. Oh, Neely! What's up, my friend? Well, my enemy, because we're rivals apparently. You're unbeaten against Queen's University in the last 6 outings. Is that sort of unimportant? Okay. Yeah, it's fairly important. It's fairly important. We just talked about that. P.S.N.I's last meeting with Queen's University was a fair while ago. No, actually, it was just like 4 competitive games ago. Obviously, we had a long summer break over the time, but what do you make of your chances in this one? We come leaps and bounds since then. We're a different team now, and we're confident of our chances. Would you agree that these matches add a little extra flavor to the Love 41 Premier Intermediate League? I think they're terrific. How much more work do you have to do to be ready for a match like this? I think we've prepared very well, and I'm confident we'll be able anything they throw at us. That's not a very good sentence. Do you think James Lavery is handling the pressure around this match as well as you seem to be? James Lavery has been a Queen's manager since we joined the club here, and we've had a bit of a spat with him. I was kind of a bit rude to him. As he says in his interview, he's not paying us the slightest bit of attention. If he's honest, we're all focusing on what lies ahead for the club. I don't know or care how he's handling it, frankly. I'm just trying to concentrate on making sure we are prepared for the match. Yeah, we don't really care for Mr. James Lavery. Can we have an insight into how you might approach the game? I was playing attacking games whilst remaining responsible at the back. Do you have a date in mind for Aaron Cochrane's return from injury? Is the match against Queen's University realistic? Say he's pretty doubtful for that much. He's not far off, but there's a little work for him to do. Can we access this window with 2 deals so far? Is there another position you perhaps might still want to address before the window closes? Yes, we need a central midfielder. Now we're working on that, but just to reiterate to our director of football how important that is. How important is a player with Johnny Wilson's physical traits to what you do as P.S.N.I manager? So lucky to have such a game-changing player. He's our captain after all. As that still hasn't improved Neil Stewart's opinion of us. Oh, Neil, why do you hate? Why does he hate me? 1 or 2 more transfers are needed. Yeah, I would prefer a couple more, but we just have a huge hole in that centre mid spot because we don't have anyone to back up Johnny Wilson properly. Well, like the only player who I would not mind too much playing there is Caden Ward or Jack Owens, but they are like our 2 people who I'm planning to play in that attacking midfield spot, and we don't have anyone else who could, take over their position, attack midfield, should they need to step into centre midfield. So, basically we just don't have even a secondary player there, much less a third, as we seem to not be finding any quality centre backs to fit the description. But patience, maybe they'll come around eventually. As it looks like after this week we will have the weekend off. However, if we progress in the Steels and Suns Cup, the 3rd round would happen on this Saturday. And I'm not expecting to, but I'm very much hoping to progress in the Steels and Suns Cup, to be honest. This is a very important note that composure is the player's steadiness of mind and ability, particularly with the ball. Not just by goal scoring, but also under heavy pressure defensively. A player with high composure will be able to keep his head more often than not and make an intelligent decision, which is beneficial to the team. So it's also very important composure actually to playmakers who get the ball a lot and get a lot of pressure put on them. But also arguably if you want your centre backs to kind of receive and play the ball out a lot, it's not just about their passing attributes, but also about their composure. Because if they're put under pressure, they can have 20 passing. If they have 3 composure, they don't stay calm, they're going to make the wrong decision. And as much as you would be good enough to pull off the most complicated pass, if it's the wrong decision, then it's not going to be good enough. As we still haven't had confirmation of either of these 2 players. I'm not sure if we want both of them because they probably both want some first team football. But I just like at least one of them to confirm it, please. Hopefully our director of football didn't offer them too little money. There's Armour making an approach from Matthew Herron. dear, oh dear. I'm of course getting promoted last season. He's already gotten a new contract this summer, so I'm not going to offer him a new one. Oh, please stay, Matty. We really don't need this now. We don't have anyone else on the right wing. We have Bradley Yip. But, you know, in terms of a backup in case Matthew Heron leaves. Okay, Aaron Annett has agreed to deal with Dargview, so he's decided against us. However, Dornan is set to sign for us, and it's already been confirmed. Our director of football has done it again. Made him a star player. I won't be having that. Hopefully he won't be too mad at being a impact sub. It's a big drop. But he's not good enough to be a star player. So yeah, welcome Charlie Dornan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As Hassan in chat says, don't let Heron go. I would love to have a say in it, but since they're all here on non-contracts, when other teams come in for them, there's hardly anything we can do about it. Yeah, Charlie Dornan is in, and I'm quite excited for this one, to be honest. He is going to be training as a centre mid on attack for now, which is presumably his best role anyways. And he's a pretty decent attacking central midfielder. He's got good movement on him with that 8 off the ball and 10 anticipation class decisions as well. He's got decent passing as well. It's good decision making. I like that. The 6 pace is a bit weird. 11 acceleration and that 7 and 2 for agility and balance as well. In terms of traits, teach him to do 1-2s, but I think for now we'll just let him do some agility and balance, train his weaker foot, because as a central midfielder, if you ask me, you can't ever have a good enough weak foot. And yeah, this is Charlie Dornan. Welcome in, welcome in. We have our central midfielder. Yes, let's go. Woo! Matthew Heron rejected the contract from Armour. Big sign, big sign. He believes in a project here. He's staying on. Oh, very good stuff. Okay, let's finish up that land day then. That's all the business we'll be doing. Honestly, I'd like to have more, but we're not really in for any more players. We might still sign that that young right back. But, yeah, he's not really worth mention. No offense. Very, very good deal though to bring Dornan in. I like that. Positive down to balance. Do you think? No, we'll stay positive. Although they're playing that a 2-striker formation up there. Do you know what? We'll drop our lines. Just to be sure, drop our lines. Just to begin this match, if we feel like we're doing well, you know, don't change your winning team. This tactic has worked for us very well before. If we feel like it's not working in this match, then we'll change it up before long. Okay. So this is going to be teams and out in the first team. Hegan, Young, Graham, Lovell, Curran. Highly changed backline compared to what we know of last season. Yip, Wilson, Waite, and Burns. In the midfield 4, Caelan Ward behind the striker, Watts. Let's see, who do we want on the bench? Ben Gordon, as Calvin Brownlee isn't ready. Reese Watson, we don't really want on there. What did he say for? Okay, they're both capable. But we'll just stick with Craig Bryars for now. You know, it's probably more important to have a left back sub out there. I don't want to bring on Reese Watson. No. Curran is just going to have to deal with it out there. Dornan can come onto the bench. Maybe he'll get his first appearance off the bench for Johnny Wilson. Heron and Jake Moore. Yeah, I feel like that's our team. Anything else I need to change? No, we'll just save the game and jump into it. Imagine him signing for the club, being granted a star player, and then you come in and say, yeah, great that you're here. You're an impact sub at best. His happiness is it's bizarre, to be honest, that this works in Football Manager. So our director of football signed him as a star player. I put him down to an impact sub and he didn't really care about it. There's a bit of a glitch in the game, which I know about. So if they, on the first day that they join, you can immediately lower their squad stats down. They don't really care. I feel very dodgy doing it, but you know, my hands are just kind of bound when my director of football is just doing stupid stuff. And you know, eventually, if he wants to play more football, he'll come and complain. So it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, you're absolutely right. He must be fuming. He should come with a torch trying to burn my house down. That's what I would do, because that's just ridiculous. Promise me that, and then on the first day I come up to him and say like, yeah, but you know, you're not actually gonna play. You know that. I shouldn't have to tell you how much today means to the fans. We might be the underdogs, but dude, we're not the underdogs. I don't care what they say. No, I want to which. Wait. We're not the underdogs. We shouldn't be. I don't care what the media says. We've beat them every time we faced them, except you know those 2 draws. Yeah, the pundits might not believe us, but the fans do go into the crowd. Yeah, okay. At least someone thinks that we can win. As Connor Curran seems anxious. First time he's playing in the obviously big game. We'll put some Jesus juice into the boys. Put our hands together. I have faith in you. Connor Curran is still anxious following that. Yeah, that's not good. I mean, it's fine. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to rectify my decision on doing that onto him, but it's just ridiculous that it works, to be honest, in Football Manager. Let's go and encourage Mr. Connor Curran. Wait, did that go through? As the first highlight falls for them. Backstick Rhea. Shit. Sorry about that. That was a wonderfully swung in cross by that man. Backstick, Rhea heads home. Should never have given away that free kick, to be fair. And I don't know how he got there so unmarked. So Corey, look at that cross. Wonderfully spotted the movement of Rhea. And yeah, he's just completely unmarked, heads home. Ooh, good free kick opportunity for us. Let's actually put it up to extended highlights. Rivalry match. Conor Young swings it in. Lavorka under it. Heads. Wait. What's happening? Okay, it kind of came off the post or bar or something in between. We'll encourage the boys. We'll obviously load up the league table here. I don't know why it's not there. Come on, boys. We can do better than that. Full start, but we'll turn it around. We haven't created anything outside of that. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ooh, free kick again. Comes out to Ward. Into Graham, was already on a yellow. Corner. Okay, corner. Good. Encourage the boys out of the corner. Everyone's happy with that. Young to deliver. Where's he going to go? Front stick, back stick? I don't know what we have set up right now. I need to reset the corners once we have like the... Once I know who's in the team, which I do kind of know now. So after the stream, I'll calmly go through and set up the set pieces. Because I don't know what that was either. There's absolutely nothing in there. We will go attacking for the last 10 minutes of the first half because we need to see something, please. Oh, demands a more of the boys. Oh no, another free kick to them. Burn over it. Shoots. Oh, wonderful save by Hegan. It's going to be a corner though. Always scary with our small team. Both our centre backs are already on yellows as well. It's not good. Hegan comes third. Good stuff. Oh, I kept on looking on the wrong side. We're on the left. Okay, no, so we're doing all right then. Whoops. I mean, we could still be doing a lot better. The shots we're getting away. Look at that. Dominating possession. They're sitting very deep. what we need to do really is we should focus our play through the middle and then get the ball out to our wingers. I feel like where they can be, you know, in on a one-on-one against the fullbacks, something like that maybe. Tom Higgins had terrible distribution today. Because obviously they're playing a narrow system, so they only have one man defending out wide. So if we can get our wingers in behind them or in a one-on-one with them, then they can find the good ball across. That should be the idea, I guess. Let's try and figure that out. Our fans invest in this rivalry and a win today would mean everything's to them. Turn this game around in the second half. As we tell Cohen, I'm still anxious. We have faith in him. He's inspired by that. Okay. So, sitting deep in a 4-1-2-1-2. We are going to push our wingers forward. This is a bit odd because Wade doesn't know how to play in a DM role, but gotta try it. You can get further forward. Okay, good. We'll up the tempo a little bit. And the directness as well. Focus play through the middle. We'll go a little less wide. Low crosses, yeah, that's fine. Stop slowing the pace down in distribution. Okay, that's good. So the idea is that we build up to the middle and then do the switch out wide. I don't know how well that's going to work, but I think it could be a good idea. Start the second half. We'll try and continue being attacking. I really, we can't lose it now. Our first match against Queen's University. Now that we thought we had it figured out and everything, because that was always the certainty, you know. Death taxes and beating Queen's University whenever we face them. Let's wait. Can he pull one out here? Try to go for it, but shot is blocked and could yet be their highlight. Clumsy tackle by Wade. It's telling off by the ref. Throw into us. Looks like a lively start. What's on it? Cross is blocked. Can we win back the second ball here? Oh, we win it back eventually. Jack Graham to Wade. Switch out to Barnes. That's kind of the idea. Oh no, it could be them. Ria finds Young in behind. Shoots. Oh, great save by Hegan. Fantastic save by Hegan. That's just them playing it around us. With their two strikers and attacking midfielder bound to swing in the corner. Ward heads clear. Bar on it with a bit of space in possession. Shot blocked. Get rid. Okay, good. No corner again. Still with them. Okay. So many highlights. Ooh, nice ball to Young. Why was there no one going in on the back stick? That was a good delivery, actually. I would have preferred him to look up and see where there's actually the man, but oh my god. Okay, so they keep on finding the man in behind. We will step up more to try and catch them offside. You know what, that's what we'll do. It's dangerous, but gotta try something. Stringhausen says, "Come on, boys, that's it, up." I'd argue it's not worked by tactical changes. Maybe we'll see proof of something else in this highlight. That's a long ball from Curry. He had a good option ahead of him. I don't like that. Ria's in. He's gonna think the keeper. Oh god. Oh god. Get rid! My god, what's going on here? Oh, the shit show that was. Jack! Let's go behind the goal for this one. Okay, so ball over the top for Ria. Yeah, it can happen. Can happen. He goes for a wonderful dink. Very nicely tampered. Off the bar. Yeah, beats Hagen, but also off the bar. Off the bar again. Graham, instead of clearing it or taking it wide, he just stands around. Oh, yeah, you have it. You have it. Ria gets another shot and another shot. Blocked in the end. Time to deliver for them. He can catch us. What's he going to do with it? Nothing. Okay, very well. This was terrible. Still feel like theoretically the tactical changes should work. What if we pull these back again? Go back to a standard formation here, but we'll go with the tactical changes still. Well, might as well try it. Defensively, we'll still look dreadful. So what we'll actually do is we'll bring on Ben Gordon for Lavolka, and we'll play Ben Gordon on a non-nonsense centre back covering. We'll stop to step up more so that he can maybe sweep up the balls which come in behind him. Connor Curran doesn't have a backup for him on the bench. So I was debating before the match as well, so that's frustrating. Kaelin Wolf can play as an attack midfielder on support instead of an advanced playmaker, so he's a bit more licensed to also look for opportunities himself. That's all we'll do for now, but we're not too far away of bringing another 1 or 2 forwards on there. Western no-nonsense centre back. I mean, Jack Graham is one of our better players in possession, so I don't like playing him on no-nonsense, because it's a possession style system. And it's worked out well for us mostly. Well, there was an extreme amount of nonsense there. You're all right. Bradley into what? That wasn't the best opportunity, to be honest. Do you know what? We'll shorten the part. No, we'll shorten the passing directness, but we'll go higher with the tempo. Tom Hegan's distribution was so terrible, wasn't it? I remember now. We can distribute to flanks. Okay, we're not doing any changes for now because I want to do a shout, see how the players react, and then I'll decide who I take off. See who's in the right mentality for this match. Okay, finally we have the reaction. Watts just continues to be very frustrated. Okay, we'll bring on more. We'll swap these two around and bring on Heron. Ward. Still focusing play down the middle. It's not really working. Mix up the crosses. I don't know why not. This has come to the stage where I don't really know what I'm doing again. I'm just trying to change things, hoping that something sticks. A bit of reeks of desperation, really. But I don't want to lose this game, please. Please. That's not working at all, is it? Okay, deep breath. Now our centre back off the bench has also picked up a yellow. So, Stay a bit calm. Let's think about what we're doing here. Oh, you got Charlie Dornan, of course. Charlie Dornan can come off the bench, be the hero, right? Okay, so Heron can play as an advanced forward. Dornan can play Mizala on attack. Wilson can play a deep line playmaker. Young can play the fullback on. No, we'll need someone to stay back a little bit. Go a bit more direct with it. I'll stop passing to space because I'm not necessarily going to have that space. Stick with being fairly wide. I'll keep all of those ticked on. We will distribute to playmaker. Let's push them. Let's trap them outside because they don't really have numbers outside. And you know what, that has worked. Let's not step up more. Okay, come on, play something, please. Throw into them. Dixon. Right over the top. No, it's gonna come to them. No, Graham. No. There's a red card. As deserved red card. Man was going through on goal. He was already on a yellow. Yeah, what do you do here? Okay, Connor Curran apparently can play central defender. Wilson will just play fullback. Owens can play as a deep line playmaker, I suppose. That's all I got. Free kick. Scored. Luke Dixon. Damn it! Ah! I don't quite know what happened. Maybe I should have changed it up so much in half time. I mean, it's always also unfortunate to concede a goal that early. Come on, boys. Show some fight. Oh, nothing. Beaten 2-0 at home by Queen's University. One more highlight, maybe. Swung in. It's going to be a counter. It's bad news. They're going to make it 3. Ria's in. He scored the opening goal. He's going to score another. It gets blocked and goes over. Drops down to key highlight again. Why the red card? Yeah, that was unnecessary, honestly. My goodness me. They absolutely had our number in this game as well. Very disappointing. That wasn't it, boys. That really wasn't it. Chris Watts, a poor performance up front. I feel like everyone's going to have had a poor performance up in there today, right? We can't afford those types of performances if we want to get promoted. No, we really can't, because we just absolutely didn't show up there today. Again, it's tricky because we're at home against our rivals and they score early, so obviously they're going to make it hard on us. Oh, we just showed nothing in the second half. Might be a little bit due to my tactical choices. They weren't made too calmly and considered. But it was a bit emotional. But yeah, we had to try something because we didn't look very lively in the first half. Paul Wade of a very, very disappointing performance out there. We gotta get those performances out of our system. As Dornan made his debut out there off the bench. Tend to press conference, I guess. Maybe Neil Stewart will like it, seeing us frustrated. You must be disappointed with a result like that in such an important match for your fans. What does it mean to you, and how do you think your team will react? I'm angry. Bang on the table. Not as much with the result, but with the manner of it. I hope the players are hurting and itching to get back on track, because I know the fans will be. And they are the ones we let down the most. That sounds pessimistic. I was just passionate about my team. Shut up, Neil Stewart. Do you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore about Neil Stewart's opinion of me. We'll still keep going to the press conference. Maybe he'll like me again. It'll also help us get in with the next job we're looking for if we have good media handling. So, fucking James Lavery. What about him? Passionate fans. How does such a disappointing result impact your plans from now on? Game of fine margins. As fans to suggest, you must be angry with, after that result and performance. If you don't turn up and can't even get the basics right, you can't complain too much. Your task was made even harder today by Jack Grange's red card. You feel let down by his dismissal. It made a lot of things a lot more difficult for his teammates. They are the ones who have been let down. You can't have faced many better opposition performances than Lee Rios. Yeah, he was okay. I don't think he's as consistent as you do, clearly. After refereeing performance that will generate plenty of discussions, how do you think it reflects on stance for officiating in Northern Ireland? Well, this is always a subject now. We'll be complaining. Well, Jack Graham struggled to get back into the team following his red card and complete lack of discipline. Yeah, no, he'll be back in the squad. He's a foot player. You're saying Joe Dornan made his P.S.N.I debut, albeit from the bench. Will Dornan be in your first team plans soon? I think we'll take it slow. Yes. Ooh, our relationship improves. Yes. How's that happened? Yeah, we're just adversaries. We're not rivals anymore. Okay, I will make you love me again, Neil Stewart. Graham banned for one match. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Picked up a second yellow, which could arguably have been a red for taking out a man who was going through on goal. Come on, let's finish up the deadline day. Get into the Steelers and Suns Cup. I think that'll be the last match of the day. Okay, a bit of media muttering. We can squad planner. We can remove the scouting focus from Mazalas now, which is obviously very nice. Fines are accepted and players are apologizing. Do you talking on the pitch, lads? With James Lavery supportive of your criticism through everything externally, are hopeful of being able to drive meaningful change. Yeah, I'm hardly the first one, and I won't be the last manager complaining about this. What can I do? Yeah, Henry Davidson set to join us as well, the young right back. Now again, not too convinced by him. Don't think he'll ever make it, but it's good to have a bit of numbers in there for for the B team, as well as in case something goes wrong for the first team. And since we're not really spending any money on him, just 25 euros an appearance, and he's not really going to appear for us, I feel like it's a no-brainer to get him in. We'll keep on looking for other young right backs, which might be better than him. But for now, he's here. Let's set up his development. Fullback on defend. You can work on your attacking movement purely because I want the anticipation to go up. I'm not hopeful that he'll be a proficient attacking player ever. He's got a very weak right foot. We'll try and remedy on that. I will ask Watson to welcome. Did we ask anyone to welcome Dornan? Forgot about that. A lot of messages in. No, we didn't. Okay, Mr. Ward, can you please welcome him? I thought you are vice captain now. Deadline day passes, so that was it. That was the transfer window. Let's do, as we've lost 35 euros this month. Let's do a quick review of it. Transfer history. So yeah, we did let go of a couple of retirees, and Louis Blackstock and Tarkington released. Nathan Riddle, William Warrior, Andrew Ferguson, and Tony Thomas retired. Andrew Ferguson, of course, still here as a coach, and a pretty good one as well at this level. But that was at the very least important numbers for us. Because of all transfers, we also lost Elliot Woods to Crewe United, which is a rather frustrating one because he was a very, very good backup option right back. We have now pushed Cornel Young back to be a right back, so that's okay. James Clark also left us for Newington Reserves. Wasn't too happy about it initially, but with us bring on Ewan McCarthy. I think we've definitely got an upgrade in here, so that's absolutely fine. He's a little bit younger as well, and I feel like he's got a bit more about him for the future as well. We have also see Matthew Hanna leave. Again, I wouldn't have minded keeping him around, but I don't really care that he's gone. Ben Mitchell is one of the bigger departures, to be fair. He was a very regular first team fixture. But again, with his issues of his height as a centre-back, 7 jumping reach, I didn't mind too much. Other signings coming into the club, we had Reece Watson. No, wait, that was all last season, sorry. So it's all here. We had Paul Waite, our playmaker, who's looked good in his first game and dreadful in his second. Hopefully we'll see more of the first performance from him. Ewan McCarthy already had a look at. Connor Curran is our left back who's going to fight it out with Kai Wardler for the starting spot. For now, he has it as his own because Kai Wardler's injured and he's doing okay with it. Glenn Crooks, young backup centre back. Harry Davidson, young backup right back, and one of the main ones still is Charlie Dornan, who's our backup in that Mazzala / central midfielder attack role. And I feel like he could have a good impact there as well. He's got some nice things about him. In terms of his movement, especially, I like his movement. 8 off the ball for a central midfielder at this level is very high. So yeah, that was our transfer window. Overall, I'd argue we've come out, at about the level of quality we were at last season. Hopefully we can strike the inconsistency out of our game, and I feel like with a couple of tunes to the tactics we have built still, I think we're on a good path and we should be able to be definitely back in that fight for promotion this season. Obviously that game against Queens got me that little bit less positive, but can always happen. They sit top of the pile with 6 points. Let us go through. I'll do this off stream after we've done the match in the cup. So away against an amateur side, Newtown. Should we beat them, we will be progressing to the third round, where we once again will be playing an amateur side just 4 days later on the weekend, away from home. So the draw for that has already been made. I don't remember their name. So hopefully we can now back-to-back amateur sides away from home, as we're going to be unveiling Mr. Dornan. One player can sometimes prove the difference between winning and losing important matches. Do you see Dornan is playing that mold? Yeah, he can certainly contribute in as a difference maker. Does Charlie Dornan have the capacity to perform a different roles? Yeah, say so. How will you get the best out of Charlie Dornan? We know what it does well. My job is to make sure to support that with what we have as a team. Charlie Dornan has taken what some might claim as a step backwards in order to join P.S.N.I. Where was he before? Agent Wallace. Yeah, you could say so. Do you think he'll find it easy to succeed here? I think it says a lot more about the project we're building here. Does Dornan signing align with the club's long-term objective? Yeah, it's part of the bigger picture here, definitely. What do you think was the driving force behind Charlie Dornan wanting to come to P.S.N.I and work with you? Admired him for a long time. Oh no! The steward hates me again. Like, rivals me again. Why is he so worried about who's the alpha male out of the two of us? Relax, Mr. Neely Stewart. Okay, nothing major going on there in terms of financial review of the month and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll get this game done, and then before tomorrow's stream, I'll go away. I'll set up the set pieces as well to make sure we get the best out of the players we have on hand. I'm considering going for like a short corner taking routine because we haven't really seen much success of either going short post or long post, and obviously it's largely due to us having not the greatest height and aerial threats in the team, but that hasn't really changed over this transfer window. So maybe we just need to change our approach, go short, maybe go for a bit more of a swinging cross from the back area, or maybe for a long shot from then. Or something like that will see us have more success off the corner of corners. So yeah, I'll set that up with all the new players in place. So obviously we'll change the bit around on the tactics screen and which players are where. So make sure that's all in a good stat so that we can at least score 1 or 2 goals this season from set pieces. So let's pick the morale back up with a good win against an amateur side. I had some suggestion recruitment focus up. No, thank you. So what's the schedule saying? So we've got the Steels and Suns Cup twice now, and then we've got the Antrim Shield. Very well. We've got a league fixture after that again. Okay. I didn't look if I want to rest anyone, did I? That's poor for me. Oh, I might be struggling then to find a good first team to send out there. I don't know if we got a single red card last season, now that I think about it. I wouldn't remember. Like, obviously, the first season we were here, we got the one in the cup final, William Worry, a captain. My captain's contribution. But this last season, it's the first full season we had at the club, and I don't think we got a single red card. So the one of Jack Gray, and it's the first red card in a long time at the club. Maybe I'm forgetting something. Pretty much press conference. Come here, Neil Stewart. Might you have a problem motivating a team against opposition like Newtown? Complacency must surely be an issue at this match. I mean, following that game, I hope that won't be a problem. I don't think it will be a problem if players work hard, train professionally, and treat every match the same. What sort of response are you looking for from your players after disappointing results against Queen's University? We want to put things right as soon as possible. The Queen's University result will drive the team on to do better at this match. Now, we want to put things right as soon as possible. Newtown are a team P.S.N.I shouldn't have too many problems against, but are your players worried about potential giant killing? We'll work even harder to ensure victory. Does your confidence translate to your players? How confident are they? My confidence is based on the fact that the team is fully prepared. given Jack Owens doesn't seem to be a great style fit for this team at the moment, are you happy to use him against Newtown? We'll see. We'll see. He's under consideration. Well, Ben Gordon's reportedly impressive training performances earn him a place in the team against Newtown. I don't think so, no. I don't know yet. With this match coming soon after your clash with Queen's University, how likely are you to field a weakened team? I feel it's a good opportunity for some players to impress because I forgot to rest the players, so I'll need to rely on some unfamiliar faces. Must-win game. Yeah, I mean, if we want to win that cup, then you'd argue that this is very much a must-win game. But I'm confident. I'm not going to slip up twice in a row, especially against an amateur side. We're past that stage. It happened to us at a similar stage in this cup last year. I think it was in the third round, maybe, on penalties. But not again. Better than that now. Really, really am confident in this team. They've got what it takes. Okay, here we go. Finally, match day. Or match time as well. I don't know why sometimes just click around this randomly. Okay, yeah, let's get into it. Away from home, Newtown. All the other teams of our league in this competition are also only playing just now. They suggest we should work the ball into the box. This might be something we switch to if we don't get good enough opportunities. They're playing 4-2-3-1. Jack Graham is, of course, suspended. That's up the team. So John McGill is going to start. Craig Bryars can come in, I guess. Connor Young. I want Calvin Brownlee out there because he's decent on the ball. And Gordon. So Gordon, presumably, he's been trading well. At least that's what they said in the press conference. We'll bring on Ben Gordon. No. Let's not risk it too much. I want to play Calvin Brownlee ahead of Ben Gordon, not because I think he's a better player, but he's better in possession. This is our possession style, so I feel more comfortable with that. Kai Wardlaw still isn't really ready to play. So we'll start with Connor Curran again. Put Wardlaw on the bench till this time. Bradley Yip, I'd like to stay out there too. Johnny Wilson is going to get a rest, and we'll bring on Dornan. Paul Waite will give another try. Again, possession style system, having our playmaker out there. It's more valuable. Okay, Tom Barnes, And stay out there. Okay, then Ward 2. Oh, yeah, we'll bring on Jack Owens. Chris Watts had a terrible day out last time. I think we'll make Jake Moore basically our cup striker. Hopefully with that tag on him, can be a bit more successful. So, who do we want here? Johnny Wilson, he's nice and flexible, or Aaron Cochrane. Let's go for Captain Johnny, just in case something goes wrong. Feel a little bit like Ewan McCarthy, and then Watsy. Okay, it's not full first team. It should really be good enough. I hope. Save the game. Let's get into it. Newtown map up. Newtown away from home. Very, very decent team out there. Mostly like our first choice selection. Let's get this done. Let's get this victory. Come on. Dressing room. I expect to see a much better performance from you tonight. Yes, I'll say that because that was really dreadful last time out. And especially the players who played in the last match react very positively to that. They also got a player called Brownlee. Interesting. So let's get into it. We've set it to key highlights because it should be fine. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be a big match. As they're in the right-hand channel here. King delivers. Cassidy. Oh my god. Oh my god. King Richard, or Richard King, however you want to say it, finds Cassidy, and he's surrounded by 3 men. But we still let him pull that pass off super calmly. No one's there tracking Cassidy. What's going on with this team? Corner to us. Can we respond immediately? Lavolka heads over. Oh, please. Please, no. Come on, we're better than this. Okay, throw in, good position. Bryce to take. To Yip. Crosses. Finds more. Let's go. 1-1. Come on, just a blip. It was just a blip. You know, sometimes that happens. Players weren't awake yet. They're going to turn it around. Fucking hell, again. No. We're fine. We're fine. All good. Bradley Yip swings it in with power, drops to Jakey Moore, and Jakey Moore is going to come back to his old best. He scored like 4 in 1 cup match once. Come on. Let's keep going, boys. Let's keep going. Throwing to us from deep. Okay, not the best option. I don't like that, Cohen. Barnesy picks it up. A good pull over the top from Lavolka. Finds Owens. Come on, square it. Shoots. Okay, yeah, if you score, you're right. If you score, you're right. I was just gonna scold him for not paying that across to Jakey Moore, but he dispatched it nicely. You know, we have trained the trade onto him to look for pass rather than a shot. This is exactly the kind of situation where I would like him to rather look for a pass because he's a terrible finisher. But he scored, so everything's fine. And yeah, good ball over the top by Mr. Lavolka, our Italian stallion. Okay, wind ahead there. Jakey Moore is going to look up. Plays it back into Thomas Barnes, but Thomas Barnes doesn't care about it. God. Just give him a shout. There's no one in the grounds to like deaf him out. Found him this time. But that was ridiculous. It was played directly into him and he just ran away from it, never looking back. Okay, Paul Waite on the corner. I didn't know he had something about him from set pieces. That's good to know from our playmaker. Nothing coming off it, but no, it's good to know. Okay, Curran, nice ball in behind. Found the space very well. Owens swings it in. Dornan tries to go for the shot. That was a bit optimistic. Falls back to Yip. Into the middle. Tripped. Owens. Almost trickled over the line. Come on, let's get another before halftime. Let's go attacking. I feel like I only had the one shot. We're just a bit. We're still sleeping. Now we're into it. Paul Waits on the free kick. What can he do? He seems to take a free kick yet. He shoots it over. A good curl on it. I like it. Okay, I'm unable to get another goal yet, but we'll keep pushing for it in the beginning of the second half. Stay attacking. What's happened there? Paul Waits has been dropped very deep to pick the ball up. Okay, there's nothing major to point out here. It's going well. Thomas Barnes could be doing a little bit more. He's really not seen in the game so far. I'll tell the boys lots of shots and targets so far, so I'm happy. Keep it up. Okay, come on, let's get another goal, and then I can make some substitutions to rest some players. Go a bit more relaxed into the weekend. Thomas Barnes, absolutely dreadful. 6.3 out there. What's the right back like? Okay, we don't know anything about him. Very well. Substitutions. So the idea was that I sub off Curran, Wardlow, he can get some match time. Oh, we didn't bring Cochrane, so I don't need to worry about him. Bring on McCarthy for Thomas Barnes, that's something we'll do for sure. Bring on Wardlow as well. And the third one could be Gordon on for Lavorka. Could be another one. Go for a bit of time wastage. We'll stick with. Stick with attacking so long as they're not creating anything. We're not really creating anything either, are we? Okay, they start creating something. We'll drop down to positive. Okay, one more substitution. I feel like the Walker needs to come off because he might die otherwise. Calvin Brown has had a bad day out there. Bring Ben Gordon on for Lavorka and hope it doesn't go wrong. Okay, let's confirm that. Wait delivers a free kick. Ah, Brownlee almost scored. That would have been good. Turn his match rating around as well. Some confidence in the boy. There he is. Tallest bloke we have on the team. It's just 19 or 20 years old. Headed clear. No, please, no. Okay, more tracking back. Wonderful stuff by our striker. Love to see it. God, we're not. If it stays 2-1, I'm so scared that we can see the late goal by just a drop of concentration or something. So come on, boys, please. Are we seriously going to go away here just with a 1-goal margin of victory after putting in that performance? Oh no, it's a corner to them, please. No. Brownlee heads out. Owens has it. Okay, good. Do something good with it, Owens. Is that Yip with the run? Find Yip. Yip still looks like he's got energy. What was that? There or there. Gordon took that down wonderfully. Wardlow again. Scored for a long ball. Off the bench. Look at that. Wardlow is on a mission this season. Twice we brought him on off the bench because he's coming back from injury. And both times he's played wonderful defense splitting passes over the top. that led to being assists as well. Do you know what? Before the season started, we had the left back set to take fewer risks because they were losing possession so much in the old tactic side of the tactic. I figured I'd take that off, see if it kind of lets them loose a little bit. And Kyle Wardlaw is absolutely off the leash. My goodness me. Wardlaw looking in hot form. Absolutely spicy hot, Mr. Kyle Wardlaw. I love to see it. As Walsh takes an effort from outside the box. A very nice curling effort off the top of the crossbar. On another day that could have snuck in. But it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna go home 3-1 winners in parts, thanks to the wonderful passing of Kai Wardlow, apparently. No. My goodness me. Bryce is gonna get sent. Okay, no good. I thought Bryce was gonna get sent off here. Pick up a second yellow for such an unnecessary suspension. Okay, that's headed out. Again, at the end, they've been able to pile on the pressure. We just seem to go to sleep at the end of matches. Oh, that's fine. We'll end the stream off with a nice victory in the cup. And say tomorrow, the first match back would be, again, in this competition, away from home against an amateur side. So hopefully we can do similarly well. I'll tell the boys that they've done well, because some of them are showing signs of complacency. Not too sure why, following the defeat we just had in the last match. It's not like we were so convincing there, so hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. But yeah, we do win 3-1. We have, as you can see here, the game against Shankill United away from home coming up. And overall, actually a pretty successful day today. We won our first league fixture 5-0. Obviously frustrating 2-0 win against Queen's University with Jack Graham getting sent off. But sometimes that just happens. Sometimes the derby matches just get to your head. We were knocked out of the League Cup, but we gave an okay account of ourselves, and overall we didn't want to progress. It's better to have less fixture congestion to begin with, so that we can focus more on the cups we're interested and the competition we're interested in, progress in one of the competitions we're looking to win in the Citizen Suns Cup. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how it went today. And obviously to end out the stream, as this is my Boycott Qatar 2022 stream series where I try to stream whenever there's a World Cup match live. We got to do a donation to our fundraiser. We're trying to raise 750 euros by the end of the competition. If you want to do your part, make this world a little bit of a better place, all the money will be donated to the migrantsrights.org NGO, which fight for migrant worker rights. So the situations such as those in Qatar hopefully don't happen again, and are also resolved, because some of the workers there who had to work under slave-like conditions are still owed their wages. Tomorrow we'll continue then. Yes, exactly. Tomorrow we will be back. Same time as today, a bit earlier. I think 7:30. It's the planned time. I'll look to be live from 7:15, 7:30, something like that. And we'll do another 3-hour stream. Hopefully we'll jump through a couple more matches now that all the transfer shenanigans are out of the way. And hopefully we can get this season kicked off and underway and some good performances in. So yeah, if you want to be a part, link can be found in the About tab in my Twitch or YouTube and on my Twitter as well. But for today, I feel like that is where we will end it. Now, we have 3 theories. I should go raid someone, but I really need to go pee. So I will just leave you guys to pick where you want to go next to watch and get some entertainment from. I wish you a very nice rest of your evening. I hope to see you tomorrow for the stream. And yeah, thanks very much for tuning in today.